That took entirely too damn long. I have been working on this project for literally an hour and a half at this point. Actually, closer to 2 hours. But I did it. It's just really frustrating and irritating to do.
Ish.
The game's up, by the way, if anybody wants to join in. So, zip lines suck. These are one of the dumbest goddamn travel features I've ever seen in a video game. I hate these. Let's look at the problems with zip lines. Problem number 1. They require a resource that cannot be put in your inventory to build. Which means the only way to build zip lines, really reliably, is to run around with a pallet full of weed parts in it. They also take quite a few weed parts, so it's not like it's a minor thing. Problem number 2. They can't be built on several surfaces, especially ones that are high up, which of course leads immediately into problem 3. They only work downhill. Now, I mean, I know you're going to say duh, but ignore reality for just a second and look at it from a video gaming perspective. The fact that these only work downhill in a level that is extraordinarily flat severely limits the potential and use of the zipline. It's like, imagine having this kind of a thing on a desert map. Like, occasionally you'll have, like, a crag you can get up and put a single line on, and that's kind of it. But it's actually worse here because there's all the grass, which leads me to point 3, or 4, 8, or 15, or whatever we're up to. Anything that gets in the way interrupts you. To explain what I mean by that, you can't do any zip line that is not line of sight. However, if there's anything that kind of grazes near the line, so the line is fine, but you'll like brush up against a piece of, oh, I don't know, grass, of which there's a lot of back here, you are immediately and unceremoniously dismounted. Between the flatness, the fact that it has to go downhill, and the dismounting thing, these things suck. I have managed to set up a couple of ones. I was thinking about a whole network. That's what I was going to work on this morning. I actually did work on this last night and this morning. I was going to set up this whole network. But as I ran into the wall of these limitations, I slowly started to realize just how non-feasible this is. There's one going from the table over here, but it's actually longer than just going up the path and running through the fire normally. And then we've got this one. This actually goes all the way back to the base. That's cool. And there's one, probably the most successful one. So there's the spot right there. I put it up on the tree trunk. And it's got one that leads back to here. And that's effectively it. I've also got one that leads to the other side of the pond, which you can't even see from here. And like I said, I had plans for a whole route of things. Because what I was thinking was, well, okay, even knowing the down slanting requirement, maybe I could just build up like a grass tower and then send it off. What I didn't realize is how ludicrously tall those grass towers would have to be. This line, keep in mind, we are 2 layers up from ground level up here. This line barely it goes down enough in order to hit the base, which is way over there, at water level. These things suck. I'm not sure if they're negative worthy, but the thing that they cause is absolutely negative worthy. And that is something we like to call traversal. The fact that it is just such a goddamn... But you know why this took me 3 hours? Because of walking. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. Walk, 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 walk. And each trip across this freaking yard is about 10 minutes on average. That's sprinting the entire time. While being attacked. While just avoiding enemies. It's the whole reason I spent so much time making these things. Like, oh, surely I can avoid it. And some of them help. The one from the node to the yellow base is a legitimately helpful thing for crossing about half the distance of the yard. So I'm not going to show you two because it would literally take me 50 minutes to get over there. But I did have this whole idea So what I was going to do is I was going to have the one coming from near the base to the yellow base, and that one is successful. Then I was going to build up from there and have one go over towards the table. But even just a glance at the aforementioned horizontal problem will tell you why that doesn't work. It wouldn't just have to be above the grass level. It would have to be effectively twice above the grass level, which I'm not even sure is something you could build that high. And if you could, that would take absolutely forever and a crap ton of grass. Then, I was going to have a way to bypass the bees on the way up the table. But unfortunately, the table is so high that I would have to... I'm not even actually sure that's feasible. Because you can only build ladders like 4 high, I want to say, before you no longer can build that high, because it doesn't let you build while on the ladder. So I can't use the ladder to build the ladder. So I would have to build a completely separate scaffolding of staircases to be able to finish building the ladder. Now I do have the one up there. Like I said, you can actually see it right there. It's connecting over here to the top, so you can bypass the flame thing. So anybody wanting to get up here who doesn't have the fire resist armor, there's your method. You just have to get to the top of the table. And then I was thinking, okay, I've got it. I can make a route. It's not perfect, but maybe I could make a circle. So rather than back and forth, which was the original intent, maybe I can make a route around. But again, the problem is getting from there, which is ground level, to here, which is substantially above ground level. Once you're at the table, you can actually access quite a bit of the yard, thanks to ziplines. And we could set up more if we really wanted to. Like there could be one from here.
Taking a look around.
We could easily get all the way to the house from here. That would be a joke. And you could have one from here, probably going over to the hedge too, because we're just sufficiently high up. I don't care. That's why we didn't do that. But my point is, the table was the key to the whole transportation network thing. But getting up to the table is the problem. The best idea I had, and I do actually think this would work, is to literally build a grass staircase up to the table from the ground. So that you start at the base, you take the zip line to the yellow, which, you know, as we said, that's the one big success. You have a bit of a walk through mosquito-infested hell. There's nothing I can do about that. And then you just start going up. It would start back over here. And it would just be this really, really long staircase all the way up to the table, at which point you'd have access to everywhere else. I did a little research on how these stupid things work, and I do know that you can build quite a bit up. In fact, some people, for example, rather than doing this whole thing, you can't really tell, but there's the thing in the pond. I don't know what it is. You can actually build a staircase up to that, and then from that build a bridge over to the level we're on. So that's a much quicker way in order to go ahead and access the upper level. But the amount of infrastructure and building that would take is so ludicrous that I didn't want to even think about doing that. So I didn't. Although, is that a sprinkler? I'm just mentioning this because if Maverick wants to continue building, I kind of started it, continue building either the tower or the bridge over to there, to build the bridge over to here, that might actually be really beneficial long term. You don't have to, Maverick. I'm just suggesting it because this is the game now, is the upper area. And that's going to take a lot of grass, of course. So that sucks. Now, that being said, you know, one mildly amusing thing. Check this out. This is one of the only things that seems cool about the zip lines, and could have been cooler if they were designed better. Watch this. I mean, honestly, just a spiral staircase around the base of it might work. Now, these are weeds, so you don't need these, I don't think. But these should reach the base in about a minute, Maverick. See? You could just send them off. Bye. And again, that would be really cool if those zip lines were better designed. At the base level, because then you could actually use them as a way to transport resources. Especially these resources, which are very frustrating to carry, you know, manually. I'll send off a few more while I'm thinking about it. Now, you might be thinking, why is that relevant? Well, if you're thinking that way, you're not thinking like a builder/management sim. At a certain point, you need a throughput of resources, and what we're going to need, almost guaranteed, is a whole lot of grass. There you go. And there's only so much grass nearby, right? And at a certain point, manual labor... What happened? At a certain point, manual labor is going to stop being sufficient. So if we set up a lumber yard... They fly off the track into the water. Well, we might have to make a landing pad. And by we, I mean you. So, like, set up a lumberyard over here. Which, I mean, this right here is actually not a terrible spot for that. And then I could start shipping grass to Maverick so that he can build. In fact, that's not a bad idea. Here, I'm going to start sending you some grass, Maverick. Let me think about this. So anyway, sorry, rant off. It's just, God, that irritated me. Where's the... Here we go. I just wanted to make it... I think that's exactly what happened, Crazy Norse. I also think the game kind of suffers a little bit from the fact that it was built in phases rather than as one cohesive game. Something you don't really see a lot of, but it's just the nature of it, because they built it. They built the first whatever. And then they're like, all right... eyeball this, aren't I? Alright, we've got the game in basic format. What else should we add to it? Because those of you who don't remember, this is one of those early access titles, and a lot of the early on stuff, you could tell they really thought about it and really processed. And like some of the things I've praised so much about, like the world design, for example. There's a lot of really, really excellent design there, and it's clear a lot of time and effort and work was spent on it. And then there's the stuff that feels a little bit more tacked on. So, yeah, it really would not surprise me if the way those things work was just kind of added after the fact, almost as an afterthought. There we go. That should... Yeah, there we go. So I just need... What do I need? I need stems and grass. I need is a pallet, actually, but I'll figure that out later. And, of course, it's nighttime. Now, I'm not going to ding the game for this, but I do actually think it was a... Is that unsupported? I do actually think it was a mistake to make the game have the day-night cycle that it does. Yeah, to make the nights as long as they are, put simply. I'd hate to keep going back to Subnautica, but the fact that 75% of the day in Subnautica is light, and only 25% is nighttime, was an inspired choice. It's a pure gameplay thing. It makes no sense in lore, but who cares? That's not really the relevance here, you know? I knew it, Evo. Probably because I was in the middle of a sentence, and then my thing was like, hey, your food's right here. I was almost late on picking it up. They'd started the, we're going to leave without your food timer. To remind me what the hell I was saying yesterday, whatever it was. I'm sure it was something extremely stupid. That's my want. Well, Frostpunk does more with the night cycle, though, to be blunt about it. Like, in Frostpunk, the night cycle is... I mean, I've played Frostpunk. The night cycle is something to be endured and survived. Here, honestly, the night cycle is more just in the way. It's like, alright, I want to get some building going on. Nope, it's nighttime. Oh. Well, that sucks. I guess I'll have problems seeing, then.
Aphid on the move.
Like, I have a nice monitor, which is the only reason I can tell what the hell I'm doing right now. Hang on, I'm almost done with the staircase. Do you have the net or whatever set up? I need a little bit more stem. I put them over here. Give me a second. Okay, there. Staircase made. Start sending... Let's make sure the staircase actually works, which it does. Oh, I could use some more, but whatever. I'll figure that in a minute. All right. Send it a load. So the reason I was getting so irritated, and I can explain this very simply, is I know you didn't do this on purpose, but for all intents and purposes, what you were doing was you were arguing that heaven is evil, and I was just getting irritated by that because of the reasons I mentioned earlier. It's a really weirdly common human trait I've noticed, especially in the modern era, where people will insist that there has to be something evil about it, regardless. My God, you're right, it's a log fluid. You're absolutely right. And so the whole point... Oh, I haven't watched that one yet because I didn't want to be spoiled. But yeah, Yardnautica, that sounds about right. The whole point was for heaven to not be evil, and you're like, well, wait, but it's evil! And I'm like, well, just, okay. And obviously you're not the only one who was doing that. But it's all your argument, Evo. How could you? How's it working, Maverick? I just sent another one down. Extremely evil. I did have I am going to have to sit and spend more time thinking about that, much as I hate to. Because it's so irrelevant to everything. But I am going to spend the time and try to figure out how to smooth the problems out there. Here, I'm tossing you some more grass. More grass ink. And you're absolutely right, DJT. Not everyone is going to agree on what evil even means. That's almost assuredly part of the problem. It's just... there. Make it nice and smooth. And now the funny thing is, you'd think someplace closer or, you know, safer would be a better farming spot. But again, we run into that problem of verticality and sending the log fluge out. Oh, this is a great feature. In fact, I need to write this down. The blueprint system. Blueprint system. Because this is a feature I wish more build-em-up games had. Hey, Golvag. Listen, Golvag, it's not my fault. Okay, it's absolutely my fault. I do still blame the game, and I stand by the negative I gave for that. But it's okay. The world is now going to end. As we always knew it would be. That's life. Well, it was life. Now it's just, you know, whatever the opposite of life is. Fungal death. Oh, we hadn't reached the pain thing yet. That was before I had actually stopped paying attention to the argument. So I acquiesced to everything. You're right about everything, Evo. Reset the board. Okay, now that that's done. What am I building? Nothing. At the moment, nothing. At the moment, I am harvesting. This is something I actually fully plan to do once I play this with my friends, is to actually play the role of the manager and be like, all right, you do this, you do this, you do this. I actually had a thought about making a makeshift assembly line earlier, too. The way it would work is one person is just doing what I'm doing, which is harvesting. And one person is carting, actually probably two people, are carting pallets back and forth full of grass. And so the harvester drops the grass on the pallet that's currently there, and they rotate them. And then then there's the fourth person, the final person, who is actually at the base using the grass to build up said base. This doesn't work for more complex builds, because more complex builds take more things than grass, but it's a good way to get an actual assembly line of grass going. Stuff like that. I'm going to let them decide. I'm going to let them decide where we put it, because that's totally up to them. I will recuse myself from that discussion when we get there. Yeah, exactly. Nope, we're done, Evo. Conversation ended. I was thinking about Diablo burgers. Burgers, I mean chicken sandwiches. Yeah, congratulations. You don't need an extremely easy to get piece of gear. Bad news. Everything's trying to kill you much more. Are these even going here? Now, the problem is I legitimately don't remember the state of what we were talking about at the time, Evo. Or even the discussion we were having. Because I really was just that distracted. That's why I say we're resetting. Like, if we want to start the discussion over, we can, but I don't remember where we paused. Because I was so distracted by everything. That's why I'm saying it. It's not like, I hate this conversation. We don't like your conversation around here. That's not where I'm going with it. It's just, I legitimately don't remember. Something about heaven. That's all I got. And heaven not being evil. Or evil. Maverick, are you getting these, by the way? I just keep tossing these down here, assuming they're showing up in some method. Just sending them down the flue, but I'm just picturing at the other end, there's this giant pile in the water where we cannot get them anymore. Okay, it's just... What's happening? What I should do is I should ask someone else to show up. Yeah, this is just a waistline. I should ask someone else to show up and help me harvest and just start charging stuff in the air, you know? Actually, I had a thought. If I raise this... I don't know if I can do that, though. Looks like I can't relocate right now, but that might be because the zip line's connected. How much... Oh, I dropped off all my silk. Because I could try to build a tower over here to get a little bit more height. In fact, I actually probably should do that. Now I'm saying that out loud. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll start building a tower. Hey, Maverick, when you get him a chance, could you ferry silk to me? Like, I believe it's about 50. Please. Height is indicative of speed. The more slant there is, the faster it goes. So this one is barely slanted because the aforementioned problems I already complained about. So it's really slow. But if you get a really good going straight down, then it's actually much faster. Which is, of course, still useless. Like, if maybe there's like a thing you could make. Like I said, I need about 50. We should have it. I've had the silk spinners going non-stop. Oh, the catcher works fantastic. That doesn't matter. I've had 3 silk spinners going non-stop, churning silk into this stuff for this. Okay, it looks like I cannot. So we're just going to recycle it. Oh, no. I need all those things. Oh, Jesus, okay. Need the clay, especially. Yeah, like a motor or something. Pulse bells, even something I could manually set up and then go on. Something. Alright, so... I'm gonna need 1 more clay, so it looks like I lost a clay somewhere. And weeds are easy. There's weeds up here, so I'm not worried about that, but I'm gonna need a clay. I will grab these weeds, because there's no reason to waste them. Well, I promise I will not cut you short, Evo. Even if you insist that I'm sorry. See, that was me messing. I shouldn't do that. I apologize. Go ahead and tell me what you're trying to say, because I honestly don't get what you're trying to say other than heaven equals evil. Tell me out. Remember, pretend that I'm extremely stupid. It shouldn't be hard to pretend, because it's actually true. By the way, Maverick, I don't know if I told you this, but there's 2 ways up here. One is to just take the path. That's going to involve fire and possibly death. The other is to go to the top of the table and take the zip line, which will involve bees. Whichever poison you prefer is up to you, but FYI. The path, I should label it, hang on. It's up along this wall somewhere. I want to say it's over there somewhere. Yeah, we're out of cake, sorry. But it's near the gnome. It's near the gnome. Okay. Will do, Goldbug. Thank you for the tip. That sounds like optional boss to me. Oh yeah, I do have the recipe, speaking of which, to make the super boss summoning thing. Silk rope and clay, actually, if you have any, please. Yes, Crazy Norse, you're free. You're free. Go, my son. He's probably older than me. Yes, this is a builder survival game based on the Yard, with the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids aesthetic, and all kinds of horrible obsidian-y death doom, as is their wont. Yeah, 82 is correct. I always think of myself as younger than I am, probably because I don't really act old. How high do we think we want this? I guess 3 stories should be good. That's getting hard to see. And I'm gonna need a floor up there. Yep, there we go. That's true, Blade Traval. That's true. I was literally man of the house from, what would that have been, 4th grade, whatever that is. I do enjoy building. Although the building in this game isn't the best. It's not terrible, but it's got its issues. It's got its flaws. The blueprint system that I'm showing off right now really helps. There's a feature in Satisfactory which allows you to very, very quickly and cheaply build a really tall tower to get a ground's eye view, or excuse me, the opposite of a ground's eye view of building. And that's pretty much its entire purpose. Oh, I still have that save, Crazy Norse. I was showing it off to my niece, and she was just like, oh my god, and she was inspired to make her own based on that in Minecraft. The problem is Minecraft's physics work differently, which I never knew. So, like, you know how in Dragon Quest Builders you go up a ledge, there's an arc, right? But in Minecraft, gravity takes over almost immediately. You have exactly one square of horizontal movement. All the rest is vertical movement. So she had to change how she was building the jumps because it kind of didn't jump. It was just bonkers. She figured it out, of course, because she's my niece. But, you know, I felt bad for her. Okay. This. Okay, I think that should be a fully supported thing, and then we'll set up the actual thing up there. So let's start building these, shall we? Unsupported? Oh crap, that's unsupported. Alright, Tazara, I need you to support me. Well, you already did. Shoot, okay. See, now I've got no excuse. Now, it's supported, right? Well, I mean, obviously not. How is that unsupported? How is that unsupported? Thank you, Tazara. Always appreciate. Much obliged. As usual, if you know where you want that to go, please let me know. Okay. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Let's go into build mode. Let's see what I'm doing here. Bloody choice. You got it. No, that's exactly what it is, and the problem is I'm trying to figure out how to best make sure that it's supported. So let's try this. Are these supported? Okay, these are supported. So we have ground here. So let's start over here. And we'll work our way up. Where's Maverick at? Looks like Maverick's going for the table. Don't actually blame you. I'm not sure you can survive the fire without fire armor, which I currently have on, if it's not obvious. brought a spare set of the armor that lets me carry more, but I can't remember what that was. Oh. Okay. Now. I've seen people do... I'd normally refer to it as a spiral staircase, but it's actually just one, like, central tower thing that is supporting everything. It looks really strange, but I have seen that. Specifically when I was testing zip lines, actually. Go figure. Probably DJT. That's what I'm guessing, anyways. Just deforest this place. See, this, Evo, this is what the Empire does not practice when it comes to how they harvest resources. Okay, so you have to go up the shovel first. And you have to go around the edge. If you give me a moment, I can kind of help with that. But you have to start with the shovel. Get up top so I can kind of point out the shovel spot for you. Okay, you found it. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, so...
Let's see what we can find.
You're gonna go up the shovel, and then you have to go past the lunch pail. And I can't really show it because I literally can't see it from here. But there's going to be the side plank that connects the two benches. You have to use that to get over to this bench, the bench closer to me, further away from you. Then you're going to have to climb the books up, then climb the lunch pail up, and then you'll be on the top. And there's the actual thing right there. Does the Empire reforest deforested places? I was joking. The Empire isn't evil. You know, they don't feel like, yeah, death to nature. I know, right? It's just, hey, I could see better. Well, actually, there will be two bees. The best advice I could give, and this is which worked for me pretty consistently, is to make sure you have full stamina before you start going across the connecting plank, because that's where you're going to find them. And to try to make sure that they hit you in the back and only take about a quarter to a half your health out because they hit like a truck. But you want to take the hit rather than the collision, because the collision's going to knock you off and either kill you or, worse, waste your time. But yes, reforestation is a big deal, obviously. What I like to call the duh effect. Oh, I guess I don't need it. See you around, Golvag. Have fun at Woik. Looking forward to all the infected creatures we're going to find. I'm just going to laugh when it gets to the point where the infection starts hitting us. Look at how much of this forest I've taken out. Look at this. Plus, there's a lot of plant fiber, too, if we ever need that. You can do it, Maverick. You can do it. Okay, he's at the hard part. He's at the hard part. Send Maverick your energy, everybody. We'll know immediately if something went wrong, because he will start plummeting. And he's jumping. He's jumping. He stopped. That's a bad sign. He's going back. That's a worse sign. Oh, God, what happened? He's dead. I can't make that in time. I don't have a return thing. Tracking... You see why I wanted to make a way to avoid the bees completely. I spent a decent chunk of time this morning. Way too much time. Pissing me off amounts of time this morning. Trying to figure out a way around those goddamn bees. Maybe we really should just set up a freaking gigantic staircase like this. Except instead of 3 stories tall, it's gonna be like 50. We can, but bees respawn. Better to try and find a way around them. Okay, I'll go grab... Well, no, you need to get your corpse back anyways, don't you? Alright.
Yeah!
I don't know what subsurface light scattering is, personally, but I do agree that they do some good stuff with the visuals in this game. Oh, unfortunately, I don't think there's a way to permanently kill off them either, which is a damn shame, because I would totally do that. Speaking of which, people kept asking, would you kill off the bees? Yes. The new answer to that question is yes. We are wiping out the bees. Because, god dang it. Okay, so. Where's this? Oh, it's over here. Not that I'm aware of, Blade Jamal. Well, actually, I guess I don't really need that. Although I might need that. Did you find the zip line to yellow, by the way, Maverick? Yellow base. Well, first of all, I don't think physics would support that gun, but as far as how it would feel, I'm not sure. I'm gonna... Crunchy, I suppose? And walk around. What are you doing? Sorry, I'm walking over the honeycomb. Gotta be careful up here, because, yeah, we got mean stuff up here. Are you trying to posit that Gears of War is extremely appropriate and accurate to physics, Gum? What? Oh, God. Wait.
This heat is unbearable.
Would I like this game even if I don't like survival games? Probably not. This is primarily a survival game, secondarily a builder game, and tertiarily an RPG. So that's kind of the priority of genres there. Someone more versed in physics is going to have to answer that one for you, Gunga. I can't believe this works, but you know what? It does, so I'm not even going to argue it. Ping to you, Flygand. Happy Friday. Okay. Well, I apologize, Evo.
That's not so bad.
I didn't mean to misinform. Oh, Maverick's back. Okay, so hang on, Maverick. Wait for me. Wait for me. Get my shield going. Oh yeah, the Earth is obviously growing because it's Unicron. I mean, duh. Gotta be careful because this place is Wolf Spider R Us. That's another reason I wanted to bypass all this crap. There's Maverick. Coming, Maverick. Give me that. Give me that. This is a bit of a trip. There's a lot of grass here. God, if only we could do it like... oh, wait, whatever. Letting it go, letting it go. I could just think of so many ways to fix the zipline problem. Grass does eventually grow back, yes. So it is a renewable resource. We just need such a huge quantity of it. Which is why I'm trying to think of industrialized levels of excavation. I do have an idea, but it involves making another staircase, which... Good morning, Silvercom. Which I'm debating the most efficient way to do that. I'm at the shovel now. Almost up there. Hang on.
That's a pretty cute bee.
Oh, hey, a pallet. This is... Just take this with me. Run down the logic chain. That's the answer, even. Stop apologizing. I already apologized. I already let it go. And you're like, I will never let it go, Lauren. You're just beating me up as I lay here. So, let's presuminate for a moment that I say you will be doing something that you enjoy and are happy with for the remainder of your days. So you then say, no, I wouldn't be happy. The moment you say that, you have introduced the fact that heaven isn't heaven effectively, because there's only a few answers to that. So answer number one is either something is forcing you into this state, which is effectively mind control, which is evil. Come on, you little sucker. Come here. Come here. Come here. For a second. Option two, let's assume for a moment that you're not happy. Well, what do they do about that? Like, they have to do something about that. Do they just let you be unhappy? Well, no, they have to take some kind of action. Do they kick you out? Well, as we've already discussed, that's not even an option, just thanks to metaphysics. So they can't just kick you out. What's the other option? Well, they can imprison you, but the moment they have to imprison you for not being happy is when we're back to that evil thing. God damn it! So the moment you've introduced that variable, you have introduced a problem that currently does not have a solution. Does that make sense? Because the easy solution to every one of those problems is just to say, yeah, no, heaven's evil. And there you go. So, we're done. Come on. Jackass. Not you, the bee. I'm just really pissed at these. I hate those two bees. Okay, the way's clear for right now. Oh, nope, there's another one already. Hang on, Maverick. Hang on. Shoot. Okay. Look at me. Oh, he missed. Oh my god. Look at me. Just keep going. Get out of here, Maverick. Get out of here. I'm tanking. I'm also out of stamina. Oh, God, almost got knocked over there. Okay, Maverick's cool. I'm bailing. Because thankfully, bees have a relatively short aggro leash. Unlike mosquitoes, which will follow you for forever. No, I am hungry, and I have no food on me. That's part of the problem I'm running into. I do have that. Yes, I do. Okay, so what we're going to do is pick this up. We're going to run. And we're going to get hit, probably in the back. And it's going to hurt like hell. Ugh. Okay. Yep. Nope. See, that's with my armor. That's how much damage that does. I have good armor. And we also have limited stamina right now. But they'll stop following right here, because again, short leash radius. So thankfully, even though bees are hyper doom, it could be worse. Okay. So really quick, go ahead and give me the clay and the silk, please. For, Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? No, my stuff. All of this. It's gonna take a minute. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's the stuff. Okay, thank you. And yeah, the fastest way back is just going to be to ride the zip line and then ride the zip line. You can even test it for me. Actually, I'm going to test it with you. Because I believe... Oh, I actually can't take it with me? Oh, okay. That's why I left this pallet here, too. Okay. I really wish I could take the pallet with me. Right. Let me think about this. Yeah, I mean, I could send the research. Where's Maverick at? Oh, you're right there. Oh yeah, by the way, fun little thing I found out. You can't build on these books. You also are probably wondering why I built this right here instead of in the substantially better position over here. You actually cannot build on the, whatever that is. The, mini fridge? No, that's not what those are called. Thing that keeps things cool in it. The cooler. You can't build on the cooler. So this is as close as I could get to my ideal location. What really sucks is over there by that plate is B Central. Which is why it's just sitting over there. Can I seriously not take the pallet with me? Surely. Oh, okay, whatever. Because the pallet's kind of what I wanted to take with me. Oh, well. Okay. Do I be insanely ambitious? Or merely mostly ambitious? What do you think, Chad? Should we be insane? It'll be a great Q&A time, because I'm going to be building for a while. Hopefully with Maverick's help. To speed it up a little bit. We'll be, at that point, Heaven's Evil by default. That's the whole point that I'm trying to avoid. I suppose evil's the wrong word. Oh! Sorry, my elbow's been giving me issues lately. Hold something. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's grab this. Let's make a test happen. Do I still have it with me? I do not. I lost it. Okay. Okay. So I'm about to die of starvation. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to... So you've also backed me to a corner, Evo. Because I myself have argued for years that the authors should know the answers to their own setting. But you've introduced a situation where the best possible answer is to ignore it. Is to just do what every other author does and just ignore the topic entirely and deliberately invoke underthought, which really frustrates me on every level. Like, I'd rather just quit the Diablo rewrite than do that. So I have to solve this equation. Heaven has to be good. It doesn't have to be perfection, necessarily, but it has to be good. And I'm running into a wall on that more than I really should be, which is really frustrating. All right, Maverick, go ahead and head back to base. Head back to base, get some food. I am going to do the same.
Oh my god! I believe!
Your perspective is very valid. Stop apologizing. I'll kill everyone if you apologize again one more time. Here's where they ended up. That's actually funny. Let's see. Yeah, starving to death in transit might happen here. That is a possibility. I've actually never starved to death, so I'm not actually 100% sure what's going to happen. Right. Please tell me I have enough. Okay, I have enough. Thank God. Okay, let me make sure I'm hitting the right one. Should be that one. Right there. Okay. Go get some food. The extra hide has sped it up. So you're probably wondering why I insisted on the extra hide, rather than just thinking it would be a nice thing. You see these blades we're going over right now? I actually had to chop down several of those blades to not get interrupted in flight. And if you're paying attention earlier, you may or may not have noticed that grass regrows. So because grass regrows, those will be a problem in the future if I don't solve that permanently. So that height thing hopefully has permanently solved this. Nope. Okay, well, that's cool. Has temporarily solved this. God damn it. This is part of the problem, too, is you can't actually count for things you literally can't see because they're not rendered. Okay, so that'll get that out of the way for now. Anything else in the way? Yes, actually. Oh my goodness. Several things in the way. Maybe we should aim for a different thing. Of course, that's going to involve more runaround. Might not be a bad idea, though. Ah! Unfortunately, yes, weeds do regrow, and I hate them for it. I want them to just die and stay that way. That's not too asking too much, is it?
I'm famished.
And there's the timer for death. So that's cool. Okay, now it should be a straight shot. Even grab it. Ah, and there's our catch area. Nice catch area. Okay. Food. I have 90 seconds to not die. The best part, I haven't really been harvesting. That's one of the reasons we're low on food, so we're going to have to use, like, apple parts and stuff, because that's all we got.
I have limits. Or, I guess I thought I
I suppose it's also worth noting that the only people who would ever consider killing themselves in heaven are the people from Sanctuary, which is, I suppose that's acceptable? Since, you know, the people in Sanctuary, well, at least some of the people in Sanctuary don't want to be in heaven, that's the main creative point of Act 2 of D2 and most of D3, is the desire to not be assimilated into heaven. So, grab all these. Actually running out of web fiber, that's impressive. Okay, so... I think I agree with myself. Duriel, who is one of the main powers behind the Burning Hells. That's a good question, Yura. I don't know. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think we're going to set up the landing pad further out to just avoid this weed problem we're already running into. Let's have a little bridge. And then I'm going to steal some grass from somewhere. Build that bridge. Well, we don't actually need to hunt spiders, we just need to hunt spider web, which thankfully respawns very quickly. Part of the problem for this whole cycle, by the way, and setting up this lumber mill thing is because we have super deforested everywhere nearby. And we're just kind of waiting. Yeah, none of that has respawned yet. That over there has started to, but we have to go way over there past the lumber wall in order to start getting grass on this end. Bridge, I'll not the stuff for it yet, obviously.
Let's see what we can find.
This should be a straight shot. Nothing in the way, hopefully. The Amazon, there's two options with the Amazon. Either leave it completely alone. The option one. Just leave it there. Option two is to very carefully remove a lot of things from it while replacing them with things that end up not horrifically killing everything. Okay. You mean like the koi fish in the pond? Because that's totally what that is, Maverick. What's up, Maverick? What's up? Oh god, Maverick's dead. What happened, Maverick? I might reach you in time. I mean, given your location, I'm guessing it's an infested wolf spider. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, that's good, because I don't like fighting infested wolf spiders. Oh god, I'm stuck on the freaking terrain.
Come on, Max. We need you.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, by the way, infested wolf spiders suck. I mean, infested everything sucks. But, you know, what can you do? Okay, I'm gonna get some water before I go.
I mean, this is probably what bottled water is.
Damn it, Blade Drill. Oh, right. Sorry. I've been deliberately not sleeping because I'm like 90% certain it's going to be a cutscene. So I haven't slept in days in lore. So yeah, let's go ahead and sleep. I'll use this one, I guess. Boop.
Hey, I'm gonna fall asleep standing up if we go much longer.
All right, here they are.
All tucked in with the outfits and backpacks they were snatched in. As requested, they're strapped and synced with scabbies for whatever they might run into down there. You do realize the director will have our heads if he finds out we're removing company property?
Can you sleep at night with what this company's doing? We need to do something.
Is Dr. Tully even alive? The field team reported him missing months ago. You are prolonging the inevitable.
Wendell, wherever he is the only hope for these kids. I'll make the delivery to his yard discreetly. No one is even going to know.
I hope you know what you're doing.
Wow. Thank you, Mrs. Ominous Scientist. If you hadn't saved me, I'd have been stomped by Schmechter for sure. I wonder if she knows more. It's no lemon crime, but it's better than nothing.
Oh, we are almost out of silk. That's funny. Okay. Take some water. And honestly, I'm just gonna take some bacon, acorn bits, or whatever.
Good thing I'm hungry.
Happiness quota is a terrifying idea. Although the mere way you say that kind of makes me consider. So let's rewind a moment here, Evo. Let's talk through specific steps rather than generics. Good morning, Yoda. So let's assume that you were a member of the plane of Blob. And you're kind of like yourself, but not really. Because, you know, you're not a fully... I guess you'd probably be mostly chaos, based on the cosmology of the Diablo setting, rewrite, I don't know what to call that. Based on the fabric, there we go. Let's just use that terminology. So based on the fabric, you're probably mostly chaos-based. And you are absorbed into, you and your plane are absorbed into heaven, and it's like, hey, we looked at you, we've figured out you'll be really happy doing blah. I'll let you fill in the blanks here.
Don't look down! Don't look down!
So you start doing blah, but after a while you feel like switching over to something else. What do you do? Like specifically, not generically, not in vague terms. What's the actual action you take? There's the paladin it would be. God damn it. Piss off. Piss off. Low tier nonsense. Healing more than I'm losing on you. Just from stabbing you to death. I'm not even gonna loot you. You're not that worthless to me. Actually, I'm gonna loot you because there's a chest right here. Forgot about it. Let's dump off. Oh, hey, we got some B parts. Those are always good. Let's dump off a bunch of stuff. Maybe not that bunch of stuff. Okay. Okay. Time to be insane. Hey, Maverick, do you want to help me be insane, or do you want to work on the tower? It's your choice. I'm not going to skew in either direction, but I've got a really large project to work on. Oh, congrats, Yoda. Okay. So you move around the high heavens, because you can only reach the high heavens. If you want to help, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a staircase. A rather tall staircase. 2 of them. That's going to take a minute. I feel like this is the best place to do it, because none of this will regrow. This is a nice clear shot, so we're going to make it up the Franken line. Let's think about how to skill lock. Dangerous places in the high heavens. Well, we never did decide what happens when you go over the edge. Well, I mean, joy was just a drug, because spoilers. No, I'm not going to spoil that here. So I suppose that brings the question, is there something dangerous in the high heavens? I mean, logically, the answer to that is yes. You can't put cotton foam on everything, right? maybe, like, the wilds of the High Heavens? Because I mentioned the city, but obviously the High Heavens is huge. There's got to be countryside, and there's probably creatures up there. People probably hunt those for food, because that's their chosen test, the thing they'll be happy at. So that would probably be the easiest answer, is to head there. Really wish I could hotkey these. I was running into this problem earlier, too. That's way too vertical. Although, that might work out. But no, there's no reason to waste, so we need to go closer. We need to go closer. So let's go closer.
Taking a look around.
Whoops. Kind of eyeballing this, so forgive me for my terribleness. I mean, thrill-seeking is fine. Well, I like roller coasters. But the way I say that probably gives away some of my opinion, since roller coasters are actually extraordinarily safe. I mean, not all of them, obviously, you get my point. Let's see how little... There's gotta be something here. Well, where's Maverick? I lost him. He's gone! So if you want to help me with this, here's the idea. I'm going to build a staircase up to the 2nd level, and then I'm going to build a staircase from the 2nd level up to the 3rd level. Thereby completely bypassing that goddamn table. And their damn bees. It's too far out of the way. That way we will now have a loop. We'll have the route here from the yellow line. Then we'll have staircase up and up, and that'll enable us to have an actual full circle. The reason I didn't want to do this off camera is because it's probably going to take a minute, but with you helping, we might be able to speed this up a bit. I really wish I could... As much as I praise the fact that you can build without, you know, you can set these blueprints down, you actually can't set down blueprints without support. So, that sucks. No, what's the... No... Does anyone remember the button to bring up the wheel of building? Because I can't seem to find it. Oh, there it is. It's B. It's B. I found it. I found it. Alright, so... I wish there was a way to be like... hotkey this so I can find it again quickly. Hopefully that should be sufficient, and then... Nope, that's still unsupported, so we need another... Just build this blue outline against this blue backdrop here. Yep, Evo's asking to ask again. What did we say we were going to do the last time we said that? I threatened her with something. I can't remember what now. I think that's kind of the right angle. No, that's actually pretty close to the right angle. Yay. Okay. Let me move the palette over here. Do you want to... I will give you so many... I will give you so much cheesecake, Evo. You know I will. Let's start getting some of the supports around here. Why do I need people to be happy in heaven? What I need is for heaven to be good and desirable, so that there's a meaningful purpose in saying no to it. If heaven is hell, or bad, or just another city, then there's no narrative power. You little snot. Literally, I suppose. In the main characters making the grand and difficult decision to decide that they don't want Sanctuary to be absorbed into heaven. This is something Mr. Reloader and I actually talked around in a circle quite a while. because that's one of the core thematic points of the entire work, is that Sanctuary is neither good nor evil. It is everything. That's the whole frickin' point. It's got people who have more nuance and subtlety and shades to them than the people of heaven or hell can have. Because we keep talking about heaven, I should probably mention that hell expands in the same way. The exact same way, in fact. A particular plane that pops up on the fabric can drift towards chaos or evil, and then become an expansion of the burning hells, and then expand it in the exact same manner. But I probably shouldn't have to explain why most people have a problem with becoming a part of the burning hells. It's supposed to be a bad place. Content is actually a much better word than happy. I like that. That is a much better word. That was much faster with 2 people. Alright, so... like, notice how much little less time this took than me building that much smaller one up there. Definitely no fate, and probably no karma. Right, so let's start. This a little bit more. Looks like we might be able to do something like that. It'll look ugly, but I don't think I care. This. Oh, right. Gotta do that first. Now we can do that. Stem. Switch my nose. Down. It's there. It's here. Yep. I guess we didn't need that one. I'm still gonna build it. Oh. Okay, and then we're gonna have to go here. We might have to start getting clever with this. Ooh, okay. I mean, if we remove order from the setting, we'd have to rewrite everything from the ground up, which I suppose I can do? I'm not super enthused about the idea of rewriting everything from the ground up, but I'd have to think about it. Come on, there we go. Those other ones are too far down. Oh, right. Don't do this first. There we go. Oh, hey. Okay, no, that works exactly how I thought it would. Good to know. Where's the plank I had? There we go. No, order and good are not the same thing. That's the whole point. Again.
Taking a look around.
No, just get rid of. Get rid of that. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. Hopefully that actually works. Is that connected? Can that be built? SMT makes order evil. Let's be as clear about that as we can. Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead. SMT also makes chaos evil. SMT makes everything evil. Let's just be thorough about that. Almost there. Woo! This is going to look ugly as sin, but I don't think I care. As long as it works. Aw, I'm sorry, Suffocom. I hope she's okay. actually an interesting idea to Quetta. Although I think a full moving of the base isn't feasible at this point. I think just getting the transportation network up is going to be sufficient. I hope. Fingers crossed. Yeah, no, I think I'm going to keep the High Heavens order and good, and the Burning Hells chaos and evil. Separate entities, separate concept, but I'm going to keep the 4-axis because I can't have a 2-dimensional fabric. Okay, now phase 2. More like phase 1.5. But we are. Oh, hey, there's a thing up here. That's funny. Okay, so let me go. Remove some stuff. Okay, so let's fill this up. Let's fill this up. You don't have to be so defensive, Evo, I swear. I know I'm terrible. And evil, apparently. That's what my friends all tell me. If Pax were here and not, like, asleep, he'd probably tell you that. There we go. Make this a little bit more convenient to traverse. Convenience is good. Raisin. Okay. Now I gotta actually think about phase 2. Because some of you may or may not have already known this, but we're actually only on the 2nd level. We want to be up on the 3rd level. Let's get some here. Alright. What's the best place to go up and other stuff? Honestly, over here might be the answer to that. What? Oh, okay, it's just nighttime. Yeah, I feel like this is probably our best bet to go up the next thing. And that way, Eric... I'm going to put that towards Satisfactory. Because screw you. And that's my reasoning, too, because screw you. Remind me to link you a video, by the way, Eric, because it's a little bonkers. Like, you think I'm ambitious with my projects. Holy crap. So let's add some convenience features. Like convenience here at the low walkers. One more, I think. Yep, one more. Yeah, one more. Can I impose upon you, if you've got time, Maverick, to for some more lumber? That is to say, grass, please. Whoops! I just there we go. Kind of. I'll move the pallet. Oh, you don't want to hunt up here with the massive amounts of wolf spiders that are up here, Maverick? Come on. Oh, yeah, I should probably check the question queue. This is a fantastic time for the question queue. I'm just ignoring it. What do we got here? Okay, so Latario's not here, so I can't answer that one. If I die horribly, you'll know why. Come on. Lataria's not here, Lataria's not here, Lataria's not here, Lataria's not here. If someone shares something sad with me, how do I react? I think it's best to express sympathy or say nothing because words aren't going to fix anything. I am not so cold-hearted as to not say anything if someone shares something sad with me. And that's really what it boils down to. Not everyone is looking for an answer or a solution. Some people literally just want to get something off their chest. So...
Don't let that roly-poly roll into a ball.
That's my take on that. Here, I'm bringing back the pallet. Whatever. Or you can just take the pallet. Go ahead and take it. Take it, take it, take it. Take the pallet. Okay. I'm gonna start planning. Yeah, just sometimes you just need to vent something, right? So of course I'm going to express sympathy. Because I have it. Like, I don't have to fake it. It's really nice. I can just be like, oh my god, that's awful. And I mean it. I'm sorry you have to put up with that. And I mean it. It's weird. Like, you know, Savacom's cat. I don't have to be like, oh shoot, Savacom's talking about her cat again. Ugh, I hate cats so much. Yes, no, I'm very sad for your feline. How could this have happened? Oh, no. Nope, a little further out, a little further out. There must be... there must always be a cat king. Or I guess a queen in this case. Savacom, you're now the cat queen. Sorry. I don't make the rules. Well, I mean, I do. That'll do. Close enough. Here's another random thing that irritates me. You can carry 4 things at once. Or 5 things at once. The overwhelming majority of construction projects in this game require 4 or 5 things. Or excuse me, 4 or 6. But you can carry 5. I know, there's things that can increase that amount, but why is that the freaking default? Depends on the person, Evo. Like, if Eric says, well, life sucks, I'm gonna be like, well, yeah, dude. You should get some sushi, man. Like, some really good Indian food, because that sounds awesome. Eric, you should get really good Indian food today. Just because. Just do it. Just do it. You don't have a choice anymore. It really is, Maverick. That is exactly right. It's the hot dogs and the buns problem. Sometimes referred to as the salsa and the chips problem.
Roly-poly. Nature's hockey puck.
Right? Like, you get chips, and then, oh, well, you've got extra salsa left over, so you get some salsa. But then you have extra chips left over, so you get extra chips, and it's just... Oh, right. Got it. You didn't take the pallet with you, Maverick. Here, I'll bring it to you. Hi, Hazardous. Let's see. What's the worst comfort chair I've ever sat on? I don't think if it was that bad, it would qualify as a comfort chair. But I'm going to go with the work office chairs I used to have to sit on. Those things suck. Okay, well, I'm bringing the pallet down anyways, because, boop. Tributating. Oh, that's a good example. I really like the lean-back
That's not so
comfy
bad.
chairs in theaters. I can't sit in normal chairs in theaters anymore. It just hurts my back. Mostly because those chairs suck. How about airplane chairs? There's another terrible set of chairs. Ugh. Do I ever struggle for words? No, of course not. I just have to be honest with them. My words may do nothing, and anything I do doesn't matter. But that doesn't change the fact that I do legitimately feel very badly for them. You know? I just tell them the truth. You know me, I am a terrible liar. I don't think I could lie even if I wanted to. Buck up, bucko! Or no, it's man up, buttercake, or shoot, I lost it. Cupcake, that's it. Man up, cupcake. Yeah, no, that sucks. Whip, 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 whip. Let's hit the wrong button. Wrong button. Do, do, do. Wrong button. Do, do, do. And again, this is also partially why it depends on the person, because not everyone reacts the same way to the same things. People, different reactions, yada yada. When my niece stubs her toe and is very upset about it, there's going to be a lot of hugging involved. But whoops, I'm stupid. But my sister, to use a contrast, usually prefers just not having to stress for a minute. Which, weirdly enough, I'm actually really good at helping someone to just not be stressed. You know, maybe even just sitting there silently for a while. Not having to put on airs or put on a face. You know. There you go. Sorry that took so long. Let's do one more. Yeah, right there. Oh, if you're going to do that immediately, then in that case. Good teamwork overall. Good teamwork. Live. And then floor.
Just like a fruit pound.
That should be good. Well, Crazy Norse, it's funny you asked that. Give me like 5 more. There we go. Okay, I think we've done it. I think we've officially bypassed the bench. Let me go grab the pallet. Okay, so let's send you back, Maverick. Head this way. Honestly, I should probably go back too and get some food. I mean, you know how stupid and structured my mind tends to be, Evo. You know my first reaction when someone tells me something's wrong? Trying to figure out how it can be fixed. Removing the source of the problem. Do you know how ungodly frustrating it is when I can't? For whatever reason, and there are so many. Oh god, I lost Maverick. Oh, there he is, Okay. Off you go. I'll let you go first. Go ahead. Oh, actually, you know what? No. I'll go first. Fine.
I have a death wish!
Yeah, feeling powerless is probably the worst feeling in the world for me. Now, this is my one worry, but it looks like we're going to be okay with the staircase. Yep, we are. Okay, perfect. Okay, we're okay, we're okay. Alright, I'm ready. I want to see this in action. Camera angle, there we go. That should do it. Oh, here they come. Whoa, shoot! Yep. All deliberate. All deliberate. Oh, Jesus. I'm stuck. Ah! There we go. Put that out there while we're here. But yes, you can put them on the zip line and it'll carry it to its destination. So, that's cool. That's why I was thinking, rather than setting up a second base, just set up the transport line, right?
Tastes good.
Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and fill out this. It's a semi-low priority, but it's something I'm going to want to build up for later. It's 8 more. No! Oh god. Oh god. Ah! Okay. M. You might want to set up a platform over there. That's the third time today I've fallen into that pit. Alright. 4, 5. Make these stupid things. And yeah, I know that we can make lamps because they're in the base. You can see them. There's a bunch of lighting in the base. It's really a nice base. I'm actually really pleased with it. I wish I helped make it. But I am quite pleased with what everyone else has been able to put together. Including Maverick, who is here right now. All praise to Maverick. Okay. That's done. Where'd Maverick? I should go Maverick. Okay. Just gonna take all of that. And yeah, we're out of them.
I'm bushed. Should we call it a day?
Oh, excuse me. Apparently was carrying a thing. Didn't even realize it. Alright.
At least it's clean. Ish.
Alright, so we have the return line. Probably different. We've got the potential line, which actually I think I'm gonna change this a little bit. So I'm gonna want this. Let's do it here. So what to connect a zip line, you go to a zip line and you hit connect zip line, and it'll automatically track. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It'll already track all the different ones that there are available to connect to, and it'll tell you if they're in line of sight or not. This. And how much rope it'll cost. Obviously, more distance equals more rope cost. Each one, to my knowledge, can connect to 5 separate spots, so we could hypothetically have 5 different things all coming back to this exact same one right here. Okay, I'm gonna go make some food happen. Then... see, the question that prompts immediately, Evo, is what happens to the people who aren't happy? Or content. I don't like the word happy. I agree with that, so let's go for content instead. So, how much... Okay, so I probably have enough... I do, actually. You can't please everyone. Yeah, but what do you do about them? Something has to be done. They have to be killed, forced, or imprisoned. There are no other real options. So, what do you do with the people who aren't content? Oh, right, it's the other way around.
It's better than nothing.
What's a lemon crime? Is that a thing? Leave them be. Okay. So let's say that we leave them be. Whatever that means. Of course, they don't have a job because they refuse to do their given task. So that's problematic. So they don't have any currency with which to actually be able to afford food. And we quickly have not only a starvation problem, but a homelessness problem. Because they can't afford a home either. So, that's problem number 1. Problem number 2 is, what if people decide to protest? What if people decide to be violent? Obviously, the Angels have an army, but that army is designed for killing demons. So, what do you do with... I mean, violent protesters? Do you kill them? Do you imprison them? We're back at the same questions. I did, Ross, but what I'm hoping is we will beat this game today. Exactly, Evo. So, let's say it's a non-violent protest. Now what? Do we let them starve to death on the street while they're protesting? Because at that point we are back to the killing them option. I know, Crazy Norse, I just don't care that much. Satisfy their demands for what exactly? Also, if you're just going to acquiesce to the demands of everybody who demands a change, we've already got another problem. The ultimate goal is to get to that shed,
See what we can
do the
find.
dungeon that is assuredly in that shed, and then I'm not sure what else, but I know that we're going to be heading up. It's a height. That is also almost assuredly a dungeon over there. Hence the desire for the bridge, the height, the tower, and then the bridge. Now, if you don't want to work on the tower or the bridge, I'm not going to force you to. I am not here to be a taskmaster because I'm not the high heavens. But they want to change the status quo.
That's not so bad.
We are going to do Broodmother when we have 4 people. I actually did a little bit of off-camera research, and I am 100% convinced now
I need this normally.
that this game is balanced around 3 people specifically. This game is literally balanced for a party of 3. 2 is a little bit too few, but can work. 4 is a little bit too much, but can work. But 1 and 2 are both absolutely not. See you around, Savicom. I hope it goes well. See, that's the other thing. The whole the entire idea isn't that you are forced to do X, it's that that is your task because that's what you want to do. That is what you will be content at. It's not, how do I phrase this? This is not the Soviet Union where you're being told to make X. Like, they have a whole thing where they, like, okay, this is what you would be most happy at. Go do that. We'll set you up. You'll be cool. I suppose we could just establish a thing where anybody who doesn't want to be a part of it can just jump over the edge and die. And that would be the option for if you want to do Y. It's like, well, okay, if you don't want to do the thing that is best designed for you, well, over the edge, have fun dying. Because what's the alternative? There is no alternative. Everything else completely destroys the entire system. So I think we might actually just go with that. The alternative is to go over the edge, which means we have to decide what happens to the people who go over the edge. So, if we want to go with the stupid answer, we could say that you end up, like, in Hell 2 or Heaven 2. But let's not do that. I think Dissolution is the easy answer there. We actually already talked about that, and I just never decided which one I wanted to do. What am I doing standing here? I'm wasting food, that's what I'm doing. See if I can get a little bit more food before I go. So every plane on the fabric is a random combination of the 4 corners of the fabric, which is order, chaos, good, and evil. So the overwhelming majority of planes that have existed over the course of, the fabric's existence all just kind of pop up with some percent or coordination or of another. Not coordination, combination or another. So periodically, a new plane pops up, it's more such and such than whatcha-fig, and as a direct consequence of that, it shows up here on the fabric. Sanctuary is dead in the middle. That's the whole point of it. Is that Sanctuary is a perfect combination of all 4 corners. And it has all of the benefits and detriments that implies. It is something new. Which is how the status quo is going to be fundamentally changed throughout the course of the series. I should get some barrel leather going. We'll need that.
I know I'm a picky eater, but still.
I've got water, and I've got food, and I've got explosives, and I've got clay, and I've got spindle. So, here's what I'm going to do, Maverick. I don't know if you can hear me at this point. Because I think Maverick checked out a while ago. I'm gonna go try to start funneling grass to you via the system we just set up. But first, I'm gonna say thank you to Tiny Hippo. Thank you, Tiny Hippo. Always and ever appreciate. And if you want to put that towards something, do please let me know. The irony is your statement is only true in this particular case with regards to Sanctuary. So part of the point I'm trying to get across is that most of these people aren't full people. I haven't decided if I'm going with this yet. But either the lack of true combination makes pretty much everyone not truly sentient sapient beings. So the only people who are truly sentient sapient beings are the people from Sanctuary. Which would also explain why nobody's ever really had any problems with this entire system up until now. Because Sanctuary will be the first setting ever to refuse or resist trying to be absorbed by one of the two overplanes, one of the two superplanes. It's terrible. But don't care. We're not here for cosmetics. Hey, dinner. Thank you, my fellow ants. Much appreciated. Unfortunately, no. The biggest downside... I gave a whole speech earlier about why I think ziplines kind of suck. But one of the three big things is they are downhill only. So, that sucks. But anyways. I should probably actually jot that down for Far Cry before I forget. 270... Far Cry 3. I could spell... Blood Dragon. I suppose that's true, Evo. That's probably why it never occurred to me that it was an issue until you brought it up yesterday. Because the idea here is that any plane that would naturally be absorbed into heaven is already leaning too much towards order and good. May not even include any chaos or evil. And vice versa. You might obviously be thinking the opposite. You know, why would anybody be okay with being absorbed into hell? It's because they are already chaotic and or evil. Because they're over here on the weave, or over here on the weave. Excuse me, fabric, not the weave. This isn't Forgotten Realms. So Sanctuary is the unique one. By design. Hey look, some of the grass has grown back. Good. Reforestation. Let's start getting Maverick some grass, shall we? Find good? No, thank you. I am good with not defining good. It's actually funny. Nobody ever asks you to define evil. They just ask you to define good. You ever notice that? That's the other thing. Everyone's always fixating on heaven in this very setting. Nobody gives a damn about hell, even though it follows the exact same rules. I also find funny. The other irony, too, is, of course, what you just mentioned earlier, Evolve. I don't think you even meant to do this, because some people would be happy with joining heaven, or going to heaven, or however you want to think of that, but not everybody would. And one of the big moral dilemma scenes, which I haven't written yet, it's going to come towards the terminus of D2, is who has the right to decide what for whom. See, Kira White Noise understands it. Thank you, Kira White Noise. Makes it a lot easier to understand. Alright, so... let's start sending some of these towards Maverick. I wonder if this is going to make a mess. Because I'm sending a bunch, pretty much in as close to one bundle as I can here. Hey, Kay. The lawn is being run. Whoops. I missed. There we go. Oh, absolutely not, Glaciaval, no. In fact, demons aren't either. The only demons that embody anything are Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal. And they only do that by virtue of artifact. They literally craft artifacts that embody those powers and imbue them into themselves. So technically, they don't actually embody anything, it's just their gear does. Allure more. You know, that's a good idea. Rare hearing a good idea from Kay, but you know what? I'll give you that one. Why should the entire realm be merged? Because there's no alternative there, really. Like, it's not, you can't partially merge. It doesn't work that way. The metaphysics don't work that way. Now, the funny thing, and part of the other dilemma here, is that the refusal to merge is going to result in a highway situation. Because Sanctuary is still right in the middle. Which means the options are merge into one side or the other, or continue to be the highway between heaven and hell forever. So that's going to be part of the dilemma too, because obviously there are some detriments of being a direct pipeline between the two superpowers. Yeah, it varies too, I've noticed, Dakota. The larger the blade of grass, the more planks it makes, which makes sense. I'm guessing it's literally just tracking the size of it. It's either that or they just manually decide each type of blade of grass offers a different amount. Excuse me, are these getting to you, Maverick? I suppose I should ask, because I'm just funneling these down the road here. Destroy both heaven and hell? That's a good answer, actually. Very good answer. But I want you to imagine that you are, oh, I don't know, Tahiti. And you want to destroy the Soviet Union and the United States. Okay, good. Thank you, Maverick, for verifying. My overall point is, while the heroes are certainly individually powerful, while they certainly do have a lot of ability to be movers and shakers, Sanctuary are the little people. They are weaker, they are less numerous, they have less infrastructure, they have less technology, they have less magic, they have less everything. So while a hero could probably hang in heaven or hell, and they do in both cases, actually taking out the other side is just off the table. It's not feasible. Yeah, exactly, Blade Javal. A powerful person is a powerful person, but there are limits to what they can and do. I mean, even if they manage to take out an entire army, which is questionable at best, then you have to consider the realities of taking out a realm, which is a whole much bigger thing. Put an end to the eternal war between good, evil, order, and chaos. That's a good idea. How would you do that, Evo? I mean, we do know the Nephilim are actually, their literal primary goal is to upset the status quo. So maybe that's involved somehow? I don't know. Who's Zorro versus Tarzan? I mean, Tarzan can actually fight. Zorro, his big thing is his charisma. And, you know, being Zorro. Tarzan would just rip him apart. Or snap his neck or something. If this is a movie question, well, that's a very different question. I mean, Conan would just rip Tarzan apart. I don't even see why this is a question here. He just walk up and be like, oh, stab, kill, rush, crush, destroy. Conan. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Form of faction that upsets the status quo. Done. All right, now what? Tarzan versus George of the Jungle? They both decide to go out and get some beers. Neither of them has any alcohol tolerance. Both of them get absolutely smashed and end up on top of the Statue of Liberty. They then go through a buddy comedy of trying to re-piece together what they did on their very, very drunk night. The end. I mean, I'd watch that too. It's basically that stupid, stupid movie I can't think of the name of. Except with Tarzan and George of the Jungle instead. Already makes it more interesting. Hangover, that's it. Which I believe they actually made a sequel to? For some reason. Oh my god, there's a trilogy? They made a third one? I've decided to give up on life. That's it. That's the final straw right there. There's a Hangover 3. Okay, I've got it. Instead of Tarzan and George of the Jungle or some losers, let's make it about the dragon. Trying to piece together what happened. You know my favorite thing here? I'm almost certain that I am not keeping up with the rate that Maverick is using these. And it's going to start slowing down, too, because I'm starting to run out of local trees. I'm just funneling down here, these down here as fast as I can. Conan versus Dracula? Well, one of those is a horrible, vicious monster who makes everyone terrified, and people have made fun of him and franchised him for years, and a lot of very terrible video games. The other one's Dracula, so I think Dracula's going to win that one. A little bit closer to dangerous territory, so I'm going to probably stop my lumber expansion soon here. That's a good question, Blade Jamal. I think it's an interesting idea that has no place in the Diablo rewrite, if that makes any sense. At best, that might be a part of D4. Possible, though. Unlike most of the rewrites, the Diablo rewrite is actually deliberately designed not to end. Or that is to say, not to conclude decisively, since D4 is right around the corner. And so we already decided what we want to do is, instead of ending, we want to leave several holes open. Threads dangling is a better way to phrase that. On purpose. So we have somewhere to go. So Inarius will be dead, but Lilith will not, for example. She'll still be active. The highway will still be open, or rather, will be reopened. Better way to put that. Whoops. Zool will have turned against Inarius. The armies of both Hell and Heaven will effectively be decimated. Literally, I suppose, be decimated. 10% strength. I actually still enjoy Van Helsing, even though it is arguably a bad film. Because it's Diablo, DJT. It is literally good versus evil at its most fundamental core. It is in the nature of angels to be good. It is in the nature of demons to be evil. Hi, Bragman. Yeah. You want to join us, by the way? Because I could use some help here. I can only keep up so fast. Now, naturally, I debated this exact point, but I decided if we were going to go down the route of making demons not demons and angels not angels, that wouldn't really fit the overall narrative, so we decided to go ahead and continue to have the Force exist. How do Lilith and Inarius change their nature? Well, that's easy. What they do is they rewrite themselves. Functionally, they die. The Inarius that was is dead, the Lilith that was is dead. What is instead is a new Lilith and a new Inarius, built out of different parts, with the old memories. In every way that matters, a different and new person. I could change it, and that is something that's always on the table, DJT, but as I elucidated earlier, I thought about it, and I threw that out the window. I'm totally cool with demons being evil, and angels being good. Hell, I even toned down Imperius if he wasn't a jackass this time. Okay, what was I doing? Gathering stuff. Right. Latario asks, in a future Injustice game sequel, who do you hope to see as new characters? I mean, they've kind of already hit the gamut, so I have no wish list for that. Shoot. Yeah, I'm starting to round out a little bit.
Ladybird!
No. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Yeah, Ladybird larva suck. Thank you, Rama. Is this game like the Forest ripoff? No, this game has so little to do with the Forest that I wouldn't even call the two the same genre. Fallout Frontier, which I'm going to assume is on the list. Right? You would dare put a game on the list that's not on the list. Right? Right, okay, we're all cool. Everything's cool forever. Hi, Bragwin. Bragwin's dead. Alright, so, For real, though, is it on the list? Because I need to label those differently if they're not. There is one character I deliberately do not want
At
in
least it's
Injustice
clean.
3.
Ish.
Darkseid. Or Darkseid, as I prefer to call him, because screw him. Hate Darkseid. Less of him, the better. The Wolf Spider jumped into the base. What? Okay, hang on, hang on. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. This is not good, but we'll make it work. I'm coming back.
Don't look down! Don't look down!
We don't? Taquetta, we can make more of a wall. That's about all we got. So I don't know what kind of weapons you guys got, but I'm going to need at least a little bit of a backup. I cannot solo these things. There it is. Hello. Look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me. Look at me, look.
Someone help me!
Now those two spider elimination strategies are much use on
Stamina back. That.
Someone help!
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
I can't catch my breath!
spider elimination strategy is going to be much use on
So, that's a thing. Oh yeah, we definitely have a pile here. We probably want to get a pallet for these. These will despawn without a pallet. Right, let me go grab one.
Everything better still be here, you stupid ants.
Yeah, okay. I'll grab this one. We'll grab it. Actually, I'll just leave this one. Leave this one. So, how the hell? Well, now that I'm back, Brig, when I could give you the tour, we probably need another pallet. Let me get some food. There's the 8th that I caught earlier.
It's pretty good.
Well, I'll have to trust that you had fun regardless, period. Okay, where's Bragwin? There she is. Bragwin! 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 Oh, okay. When you're done doing that... Oh, wow, you've got quite a bit done, haven't you? Here, come here for a sec, Bragwin. I want to show you the tour. Bragwin, no! I think she's not... I think she actually doesn't have the stream up. That's what that is. Oh, well. I'll just be over here. Hello. Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. Okay, so, here. We do have to be a bit careful, because infested spiders follow their own rules. Hey, food. Let's make some food happen here. So this part is still a little bit manual, and there's not really a lot I can do about that, so we have to manually walk over here. I've thought about a couple of ways to automate this part, but it would be insane. Actually, not only do I still have a lot of my own childhood drawings and works, I have everything I ever wrote back in high school, for example. But in addition to that, I have a lot of the things my niece made when she was, you know, 1. So I am a sentimental sap. I hold on to stuff like that. Is she still with me? Oh, she is. Okay, good, good, good. I need to get rid of this ladder at some point. It was part of an idea that didn't come to fruition. Okay, so this one goes to the other side of the pond. The middle one goes back to the base, but the far one is the one we want. So take the far one. I'll wait for her. I've lost too much from my childhood. I've actually lost quite a bit. There are things that only exist in my memory, and I happen to have an extremely good memory. So here's a little base. There is actually a chest here and some sleeping things, if we want to. But I'm tossing little things in here while I'm at it. Speaking of which, just kind of unload a little bit. Don't need that. Don't need that. Okay, but onwards. This is how we completely bypass the table. More food.
Hey, no one likes a nosy neighbor.
Now we have to go into the light. And then we're on the high-level area. This is the Dire Lands, so to speak. And then over here is the way back. So we've actually got almost a complete loop. This isn't really great, but I mean, it's just walking across rock. The only thing that bothers me about this transport loop is that I don't have something to more easily connect from the base to the initial 3 lines. So I'm not going to share this to make you jealous, Evo, but I want to show you something. Yeah, so I actually, this is true in Minecraft as well. In games like these, as much as it's fun to build bases, building infrastructure is usually more interesting to me, and I tend to really get into it. Oh, and this is where I've been depopulating the forest in order to fund the base. And as you can see, I've even got a pallet here ready to go. But yeah, and then you just take this, and this will take you all the way back to the base. I'm going to stay here, but this is how you get back. And that's the loop. I love building infrastructure. I know, I'm a geek. I don't care. It's fun. It's interesting. Making a base is its own engaging effort. It's architecture, it's balance, it's design and aesthetics. But infrastructure is a puzzle. It's this whole, like, making it work and making it work well is a whole thing, you know? So when I was 5, my dad and I played a game, and there's no camera inside. There we go. And what it was we had a napkin. We were just sitting at this local restaurant, and I would draw something, and then he would draw something. We each had to add something on top of what the other person was drawing. So this is 35 years old right here. It's probably hard to tell. That's a napkin in there, which is why it's encased like this, so that, because this would super have dissolved or died to the elements by now, if not for the fact that it was thing. So this is what I say when I mention that, yeah, no, I keep stuff, and so does my family. And again, not sharing to make you jealous, just kind of showing the mentality there. I have a sealed, air-free folder filled with stuff from my niece from when she was 1, or less than 1. And obviously I'm keeping a hold of that and making sure that she... you're gonna have to... Okay, there you go, you figured it out. She may never care, but I do, so... Hell do I know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and send up the latest bundle. I'm gonna wait until you get there. And then I'm going to actually advance the plot a little bit. Now that we've got a little bit of an infrastructure loop going on. And you and Maverick, you can do whatever you want, Brigwin, obviously. He's working on making the bridge, the staircase into the bridge. And we obviously still need, whoops, tons of grass if you want to procure it at any point in the long line. That's up to you. That's up to you. I am going to go ahead and actually advance the plot a little bit here. So let's do this. Actually, really quick, there's one thing I want to do before I do that. Just the one. Pebble, sprig, and dry grass. Make sure I have all of that up here. Let's see, here's some sprigs. How many do I need? Let's be exact. I need 3 sprig, 4 pebbles. 1, 2, 3. Okay, be careful. Oh yeah, be careful around here, Brigwin. There's some high. This is high level zone. This is some mean stuff up here. So, questions. Is the dial... I already answered that. If the Warden and Alistair died at Ostagar, is there any hope for Ferelden? No. I'm sure you're quite aware of the DLC where Alistair rallies everybody and then fails. But if no Alistair and no Warden, that's game. That's turbo game. Rock Cracker. What's that do? Rockcracker 2, more specifically. Faster harvesting speed for pebbles, specifically. Okay. And then dry grass, I believe it was. Have I ever been so upset? Actually, I already answered that one. As a DCAU fan, what's your opinion on Static Shock as a show? I've never watched the Static Shock show. So, will be my extremely expert opinion thereon. Cooking. It definitely existed. I'm just gonna kill this thing. I'm just gonna kill it. Go away.
Beware! Bee!
Come on.
Mr. B at cruising.
I got 1 health left. I mean, it hits like a truck. Those bee stings hurt. All right, so if it's not obvious by setting all this crap up, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit. So over there in the burning area is what I like to call hell. I have burning resist armor on, and it still hurts. It's just resist, not immune. Over there we've got lots and lots of high-level monsters and creatures and death. But up here is, I think, where it wants us to go. So we're going to go ahead and roam in this direction and just kind of dodge everything. We do not want to fight anything up here, especially not by ourselves. So while we roam a little bit, let's see. Do I accept game donations? Asks Off-Road Tractor. No, absolutely not. That's actually been a thing for a long time now. Accepting game donations kind of creates an artificial obligation and thing that people just sort of assume that, well, I gave you this game, why haven't you streamed it yet? Plus, I don't really need people to gift me games. I have more than the capacity to buy them myself, and I have a pretty good process for doing so. So I don't need that. Oh. Maybe? I'm right. This is right. There we go. So here's a dirt bike of doom, like you do.
Taking a look around.
There's black ants up here. Why wouldn't there be? This is high level zone. So I'm not actually sure where to go from here. I did discover something. If you get on one of the electrical wires, the exposed wires, you instantly die, which I applaud for making sense. Well, that goes into the P.O. box problem, and I'm not going to have a P.O. box situation. Oh yeah, the black ants here are also aggressive, unlike the ones down below. I forgot to mention that. These guys suck. This whole area kind of sucks, honestly. Get some stamina back. Let's see here. Favorite bands? I don't really like bands. Never have and I never will. But if you forced me, if you put a gun to my head and said pick a band you like, I would go with the original Evanescence, as in when they first started. What do I think of the tail X? Excuse me. What the late XXX Temptation? I have no idea what that is. Know what concept that is. Can I tell you more about the burning hells? If the people in heaven are content, I assume the people in hells aren't. The people in the hells are on the move, is how I want to phrase that. I really, the more I think about it, the more I really did base them off of the Sith. The hells kind of do a pretty good job of keeping their own population under check, like it or not, because they are constantly infighting. I can't believe I made that jump. Oh yeah, but there's like the wire thing I mentioned. You get on that and you instantly die. Ooh, what's that? It's probably where I want to go, but we'll deal with that in a minute. The crow. Well, congrats, Maverick. We have verified the crow is not going to eat you. That's good to know. Oh, that sucks, Lataria. As the saying often goes, no matter what else you add to it, death sucks. Interesting. This place is just swarming with black ants, isn't it? Let's see if we can grab this. Yeah. Quickly, 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 quickly! Grab, grab, and run. Get the hell out of Dodge. Nice! Good job, Maverick. I noticed we could go after rusted nails, by the way, which means rust is going to be a resource. That's a level 3 tool requirement, though, which we don't even have a recipe for yet. Well, it's kind of like this. The Lords of Hell are in charge because they're the ones who have successfully managed to get in charge. But nothing's really keeping them there other than the fact that they are constantly, maintaining that position. Like that there, see, there's a level 3 thing. Am I one of the only people who actually likes candy corn, by the way? Every time I talk about it, people make fun of me for liking it. Yeah, they're in charge until someone overthrows them. That's a pretty good way to put that. Wow, this is taking a minute. Ooh, there we go. Okay. Do people try to rebel? All the time. Although the amount of rebelling varies. They're not quite as stupid as your typical Sith. Bob from accounting is, bad example, isn't going to try and overthrow you just because he can. There is a legitimate value in maintaining allegiance to someone else, and there are actual loyalties and people who maintain alliances, all sorts of stuff. There's a reason Duriel Oh, that's interesting. Toenails. That's another resource. There's even Darial and Andariel made the pact that they did because it's mutually beneficial for both of them. They've maintained that pact for years. Probably like a century or so. And yeah, that's the other thing. If you want to usurp one of the 4 lords of hell, like one of the lesser lords, lesser lords, like Asmodan or Belial, well then you're going to have to kind of... You're facing an uphill battle in every direction. You can do it, of course. But, they have the infrastructure, they have the loyalty, and people benefit and profit from them being in charge. Most of the infighting, real-life fictional thing, real-life fictional, really Lord. There's a fictional story that does this kind of concept, which I'm kind of aping a little bit, and I can't think of what it's called, but it's a thing where the only people who, you know, really have regular infighting is at the bottom. That at a certain point in the hierarchy, there really isn't the same level of infighting that there is at the very bottom. People on the top tend to stay on the top. Can't think of what that is off the top of my head, but whatever. You get the general idea. Well, that's okay. We now officially need a level 3 hammer to progress the quest. Now, we've actually run into a wall on that. I am pretty sure we do not have that recipe, and that's because we don't. Okay. I suppose that makes our immediate goal getting more science. I can make a zipline. I have the most of the resources to make a zipline on me. Exactly, Blade Jamal. Yeah, you get it. And that is a very deliberately designed system by the people on top. And there's always this kind of pseudo, not quite fake thing, not quite a lie, about how, you know, anybody could become a Lord of Hell, to try and encourage some of the stupider people to... Why didn't my shoot deploy? Why didn't my shoot deploy? Do I not have it equipped? Whatever. In order to encourage the people at the bottom who are, you know, stupid enough to go for it, to be like, oh man, I could be a Lord of Hell. They have to go for it. And, you know, then they die. And the problem is solved.
Good thing I'm hungry.
But you asked a clarifying thing. Are there any good people in hell? Let's go with no. Let's just make that easy and simple and say that due to the nature of the hells, the only people who have ever been there or come to existence there are those who are chaotic, evil, or some combination thereof. No, we're not talking about the D&D hells. This is the Diablo hells. Alright, average people? Let's go with no. There's no average people that are evil. Either, since average people didn't even exist until Sanctuary. And Sanctuary hasn't joined one side or the other at any point in time, so... Well, yes, Evo, but you're saying birth as if there's some kind of woman who is impregnated by a man, and then biology happens. None of that's a thing. The only people who can be born into the hells, or the heavens for that matter, are those who are birthed directly from the corners of the weave. Excuse me, the fabric. So, yeah, no, they are born... Messed up looking. They are born, birthed, crafted, created, whatever you want to call that. A combination of chaos and evil, or a combination of good and orderly, depending on where they are. Which side? Manifested, that's a good word, I like that. Now, all of this brings up an interesting question. If people from Sanctuary were put there, what would happen? And the answer is very obvious. A massive change to the status quo. Which is sort of the point. Sanctuary is, by design, a massive change to the status quo. Well, the original argument, DJT, is actually literally the one that you are giving. The one that people have been saying for quite a while.
Rabbit's foot, Mort Noir lipstick, fake hall pass. Whew. Looks like it's all still here.
The example I keep going back to, the literal specific example I keep coming back to, is the baker. There's this one character, it's actually the assassin, I forget her name, and she would be happy if she was a baker. Like, that would be her role in heaven. That's her assigned role, that's what she does. And she would be happy at it, she would be content at it. But she doesn't want to be a baker. She wants to choose. She wants to have that option of choice. And so most of the party members are deliberately choosing to not accept being assimilated into the high heavens, specifically because they want to still continue to have freedom of will, put simply. The option and right to choose. There's another tier 3 thing. There's a lot of tier 3 stuff up here. Yeah, think the Qun, but substantially less horrific. Because the Qun is one of the most evil things in Dragon Age, but that's neither here nor there. Yes, people in Sanctuary are born via the typical way. The way that involves a lot of blood. Have anything new? No, of course I don't. Well, we've added to the network, so that's nice, at least. Is there anything that allows me to make higher stuff? Meh. Nothing worth picking up? Really? I can't read what that says. Is it how much healing you take? That's debatable, DJT. Yeah, I'm just gonna fight you. Fire ant! That is a fire ant. What are fire ants doing in this yard? I'm gonna have words with this boy.
Science!
There's some fire ant gear. Must be Florida. You know, that would explain why they're hostile too. Oh Jesus! And numerous. Okay, yeah, we're not messing with that. We're gonna go exploring in ways that don't involve dying to fire ants. Like another potential base location, given all the resources nearby. Yeah, we can't defeat the fire ants conventionally, at least not alone. Now, if I was to unify the galaxy, by which I mean the yard, hi Raven King, we could probably take the fire ants, but they're building. I want to disturb them. Ooh, they hurt too. I've got decent armor and that hurt. Okay, that didn't kill me. Thought it might. Yeah, I gotta build a button first that'll win for me. Myraga ants, we don't even talk about those. Alright, so, a brilliant... Evo says, I have a brilliant idea. If your echoes had to fight each other. So everyone loves versus questions. How would they do it and who would win? I'm going to make you choose the matchups because I don't have the brain power for that right now. Need to be a little careful here. There's just a tire. There's just a tire out in the yard. You people are slobs! Noxaith, Zaydenra, Branix, Zethmias, and Zaylenurm. Ranged acidic splash attack chance. Interesting. Everything's aggro out here too. Just everything. There's some rust. More level 3 stuff. Oh god, how do I get out of here? I discovered lawnmower. Where? Alright, so do we attach the... I'm thinking green cables? Like, the whole game has been making green the good option, so clearly that's what we want to go with. There's a lot of rusty nails and screws out here. So that's cool. I don't know if we're going to be able to build with rust. That's a strange resource to have. And I'm now in a... Okay, we're okay. Yep, here's the lower mower. Absolutely coated with spiderweb. Oh, Jesus. Is it just by itself? Okay, I can take one. This is why there's two now. And something spitting at me. Branix. Branix. Noxaith. Here, I'll say it quick, slowly. Noxaith. And then Ojaaxth, I believe.
I mean, this is probably what bottled water is.
Oh, I know. That's why I was trying to spell. I don't even care how you spell them, really. One of my easiest to spell names ever is Zelona. My raid leader used to be like, "Nah, I refuse to even try to pronounce that." And it's like, it's just Zelona. It's literally how it's spelled. Oh god, there's a log. You know what logs mean. Logs mean death. There's also a swamp down here. Swamps are fun. Correct, Blade Jabal. Oh god. We haven't actually encountered termites yet. But I think that's them.
Taking a look, a new one found.
Nope, that's a tick. That is a tick. I am not messing around with ticks.
The humble tick. Gentle bug up the road.
Nope,
Hitchhiking
nope,
the animal
nope,
superhighway.
My parents say never pick up hitchhikers unless you want to be murdered.
Okay. See if I can kill one tick. At night. Come on, just one. I just need one of you. Come on. Oh, you got some help. You got some help. Thanks. Of course, there's that nighttime problem again. Okay, we got a tick piece, but only one. Tick. I'm glad I can't see these. I really, really, really do not like ticks. They are the first thing I'd get rid of. Bugs. All bugs. And I have arachnophobia, and I'd still get rid of ticks first. Screw ticks. They hurt, too. It's probably not obvious how much they hurt, because my health isn't moving that much. But remember, I don't only have a life drain on my attack, but I also have decent armor and a shield. Okay, so Noxaith versus Zalanerm. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's not even fair. Noxath walks out, sees his opponent, and says, I give up. I give up. And Xehanorm's like, oh, come on. Xehanorm is death by 1,000 cuts attack style. I kind of mentioned that during the free the hostage thing. And yeah, Xehanorm would absolutely destroy Noxath. Probably before he even had a turn, so to speak. So then we have Zethmaias versus Zaydenra. So this Zethmaias is a very talented and capable soldier. Zaydenra is a very talented and capable soldier. Zethmaias tri-wields giant axes.
Oh, this is just great. A giant armored beetle? Can we go a different direction?
That is a black ox beetle.
Tiny armored beetle.
That just
no
aggroed me.
beetle at all.
I have played many tabletop games. In fact, just about every Thursday evening we stream our D&D campaign over on Guido's channel. Yeah, the fact that we had a special unique dialogue for that, and you notice that was different combat music too. Whoa! Ah! Oh, God! Makes me think that is actually a raid boss. Like an overworld raid boss. Or world boss, or whatever you want to call those stupid things. At the very least, that's probably mini-boss territory. No shoot, no shoot. Apparently, yes. So what ended up happening was Josh, who plays the cleric, Taston, was busy with something, so we were just kind of hanging out chatting while we waited for him, and he was so busy he took an extraordinarily long period of time, and we ended up just canceling.
It's a little more Thelma and Louise than the aspirational hot pink commercial fantasies of the Christie dolls. Not that I wouldn't immediately take the car if I could use it to drive far, far away from here.
Sorry. Which is a shame, because we're currently fighting a freaking demon lord who is going to pulp us if we fight him. Alright. I finally made it to where I was trying to get to. Good God, that was a trip. Hello, Dark Day. But yeah, no, I've been playing D&D since before it was called Advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Long before it was called 2nd Edition. That's how long I've been playing that. I do actually have a replacement right there. Specifically for the reason you're probably thinking right now. Oh my goodness, check it out. Here's the ramp. I could probably make that jump. I could get back to base camp. I could be home.
I think he's kind of cute. He's not a monster. He's just misunderstood.
I started GMing very, very, very young. Because...
Wasn't really looking for commentary from the encyclopedia this time, Peter.
Because, so we'd play during recess, right? And we'd play on the bus ride to and from school. And so we just kind of trade off. One person would GM and the other person would play, and then we'd swap. But I took to GMing. Just, I don't know, I don't have an answer for that. It's just, it just kind of gelled with me.
I did this normally.
So, I just kind of kept GMing, and kept GMing, and kept GMing, and I've been GMing for like 35 years at this point. Give or take. So I suppose that answers your question, right? Next question. Let's see here. I have an oddly specific question. Imagine there's a setting where nobody can die. Well, that's horrible. Or is it? People's injuries get regenerated very quickly, like 4 to 5 times faster than on a normal person. I think the existence of a healer would raise eyebrows and look suspicious or strange. No. After all, a lot of what healers do in real life, a lot of medical technology, is literally just encouraging the body to heal itself, rather than to, actually force healing upon you. I mean, what is a splint? Right? To use a very, very basic example of that. This is good work. I'm really impressed, guys. It's also exactly what I wanted. We've got a back door to the high-end territory, which also includes a back door to the final dungeon. Hey, Morganite. Don't worry, I'm not cutting off yet. Cutting off in about 5 minutes. Yeah, stitches hold the skin together so it can heal, etc. So in that kind of a setting, it would actually make a lot of sense for there to be healers. After all, the body is still healing itself, it's just doing it faster than what we would consider to be normal. So I'm going to put the candy corn over here. And spicy shard. I think that's actually not food. I think that's fire weapon, fire damage stuff.
That was refreshing.
Salt. Oh, I meant to... I'll go do that now. Let's go ahead and put the... Speaking of fire, let's put the fire ant parts in there. I mean, wouldn't that make sense, Evo? Even if you're not going to die, like, pain sucks. Illness sucks. And there's always going to be ways to try and smooth that whole process over. Oh my god, Crazy Norse, that's terrifying. Okay, so Everchar coal chunks. That means I can harvest coal. So that's going to be my next overall goal, is figuring out how to make that happen. First I'm going to find some boiling glands, assuming we have any. We do not. Cool. Yeah, the coffin makers, oh, those poor fellows. All they wanted to do was make some money. Didn't I finish the Echo Battles? Zalanerm stomps Noxaith. Zithmias stomps Zaydenra. Ranix didn't fight anybody. What did I miss? I'm totally not going to finish today because I'm not sure how to progress for once. I'm in a really strange place. I'm not sure what to do. Ranix versus Noxaith? No, what I need... So, okay. What I need to do right now to progress is I need to have level 3 tools. I do not even have the recipe for level 3 tools, never mind the actual equipment for it. So I need to gain science, probably? I'm not even sure if that'll do it, in order to gain the recipes, in order to start getting level 3 tools. Yeah, I might start just looking this up. Let's just kind of streamline this a little bit here, because that's my current barrier to progression. So, the one I specifically need, I believe, is busting. Are you kidding me? So I need the Black Ox Hammer, which requires Black Ox Beetle parts. And Pupa Leather, which I don't even know what that is. Pupa Leather is from Pupa Hide. Where do we get Pupa Hide? We need a tier 3... Oh my god, axe. Huh? Okay, hang on. How are we going to get this? Because we could figure out killing the stupid, the ox. That's going to suck, but we could probably figure it out. But how the hell do we get this pupa leather? I guess we could... so we don't... okay. The problem is we have to harvest pupa. We can't kill them. Which means we either need a sour battle axe, the termite axe, or the scythe of blossoms. I don't know what any of those things are, so let's look this up. So that's a tier 3 weapon. That's a tier 3 axe, and that's a tier 3 axe. Okay, I've got good news. We might be able to get the Tier 3 axe right now. Let's figure this out. So let's try that first. Let's go into Hell territory with infected giant spiders everywhere. 'Cause that's the smartest thing to do, because it's nighttime and I can't advance time without going to sleep. Hey, Luke. First of all, we do have space. Second of all, I think I did? I'm sure. Yay. No, wrong direction. Wrong direction.
Science!
Right, that's actually a tick, not a termite. We need a termite. Very. It's the only way to analyze anything, Dakota. And analyzing not only gets you science, it gets you recipes. So we have to build around these. I don't mind that much. There's a lot of them, and they're kind of strategically placed. It's the highways of the game. Put it in very bad terminology. I think I'd give that to Branix. The Branix would beat Noxaith. So I need to go get termites. So we found ticks. I'm just going to guess that termites are in the nearby area. So let me make sure. I need a few bandages because I went through a lot of them up there. So let's make a bunch of bandages. Yeah, no, I've already dinged the game technically twice for traversal because, I mean, come on, game. Getting from point A to point B is far more of an irritation than it really should be in this game. Well, Noxaith isn't a fighter. But Branix isn't really either. However, Branix is more comfortable with technology than Noxaith is. So Branix would be able to actually beat him by sheer virtue of having something like a gun. I mean, you saw how... The reason I decided to make Branix the male shepherd is because we were playing an engineer. And that's the kind of thing I could see Branix doing. Sure, DJT, just go ahead and tell me. Thank you for asking first. And a double thank you to both Maverick and Bragwood for setting up this, because this is going to make this extraordinarily less of a hassle. Although I think I need three grass planks and a wheat stem. Okay, I need to finish this. Hey, Luke. Northwest corner? Ooh, okay. That means I need to go the other way. Well, that's okay then, that's unfinished. I need to go the other way. I've actually got another task for you once you finish this, if you don't mind. I don't want to sound taskmastery, it's just it would really help out with a couple of things. But yeah, get some food restock, get some water restock. We're certainly having issues there. You asked if I know any League of Legends stuff. So I knew the original lore before they rebooted it a little bit, and then I kind of have forgotten that, and I never got into the re-lore of it because I just never found any interest in the game. I am planning to cover Arcane, excuse me, at some point in the future, so that should be fun. The show. What's Noxaith's strengths if he's not a fighter? I mean, you remember what I mentioned? Of course you don't remember. So, Noxaith plays 4X games, and most of his approaches to your things were to outthink or out-diplomatize his opponents, which should really answer that. So, if you feel like it... I know, Night just takes so freaking long. If you feel like it's something I could really use, is like, you see these... what I really want, I'll let you decide how to do this. But what I want is a better way to get to that initial hub of zip wires. Perhaps a sequence of bridges going across the lily pads and then coming into the shore. Maybe a staircase going up to it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about specifics, but a better way to get to that... Hang on. Hang on. I just had an idea. Give me a second. Give me a second. Because we have height now on the base side because of this. So... Oh, yeah. No, that's perfect. This is great. Okay, perfect. So here's... I'm going to set this up right now because I got some of the pieces on me. I'm going to need one weed plank, but I think I can go grab that. So, let's get the anchor going. Figure out where we can get the anchor going. Looks like right here-ish. Might not have the height for there. Maybe. I was gonna say, if we could get higher, I don't have anything to build on me. I'm set up for exploring right now. Yeah, like if we could get a little bit extra height, I think, because right now we're almost at level for the other zip line, so we need to have a little bit more height. By a little bit, I mean like as much height as possible. Can I place any of this stuff? No, of course not. I mean, I went to Dakota on that one. Okay, so let's head here. Do we have any errant grass? Probably not. Yeah, looks like no. Okay. Everything has been used. Got it. Okay. Let me switch to this. Make the long, horrible trek through hell. GWYDO is his name, right? Okay. And that's his channel. Twitch.tv/Guido. And like I said, it's pretty much every Thursday. Now, we're about to enter a break because we're almost at Thanksgiving, so there's 2 weeks in the month we're not doing those. We are hopeful to do it next week. He's going in for surgery, fingers crossed, hopefully next week. But the idea is that he will be recovered enough, hopefully because it's an outpatient surgery, to be up for gaming. This is his desire, not ours. We're not forcing him into it. So hopefully. Bunch of hopefullys there. This is all in-game music. Yeah, tell me about it, Ross. If I could just host it, would just be like, yeah, just check my channel every Thursday evening. Okay. Ow. Okay. So while we're doing this, let's pull up some question queues. Let's see here. Questions. If I had to pick 4 superheroes from Marvel or DC to go to stop Albert Wesker, who would I pick for a balanced team? Why pick balance when you could just pick Ultimate Death Doom? Alright, so I'm going to pick Scott Summers. No, I don't know. If I had to pick low-tier stuff, I'd take Spider-Man, because he would work well against Albert. And then, I know he's not low-tier. Spider's actually kind of, middle... High-low? I don't know, it's hard to describe. He's high for low-tier. And then the Hulk. I think the Hulk is a good pick there. And then, no, he's a villain. He's high-end for the low-weight class. Mr. Stark, sure. We'll send in Tony. Why not? And I just realized I've done all that, so we'll go with Batman. There you go. Boom. Take Lobo. No! The teleport of the X-Men? Well, there's actually several. There's Kitty. There's Nightcrawler. I mean, Lobo would Shrek everything. He is, by design, ridiculously overpowered. It's why he's never taken seriously, because he is not intended to be. I can see Colossus. He is surprisingly low tier, and we want low tiers. We don't just want to overwhelm Albert. Oh, there we go. Jubilee. There you go. Let's break Jubilee into this. And then we need someone pathetic from the DC verse. And by pathetic, I mean low tier. So let's go with Macbeth. See you around, Evo. I will ignore your questions until you come back. I guess ignore is the wrong word. I will pause on your questions. Whatever, you get the idea. Enjoy the Macbeth reading. You must do it in the Emperor Palpatine. I've been teaching my niece how to do villainous voices. She is absolutely hysterical about it. She's doing it terribly, but adorably. And I've been teaching her how to make everyday phrases sound villainous just because of how you phrase it. Oh, we really deforested this area. Check this out. Alright, have I ever watched Gundam? Yes. Is there... actually, I already answered that. There are a lot of stories where it's a battle between law and good, and chaos or good and evil. How would I tell a story where the forces of law and good, or chaos and evil, were against each other? Well, first I'd write the dialogue rewrite, and then I'd be done. The question is pretty low tier. That's actually a good pick. Let's take the question instead of bats. So, the question, Jubilee, Colossus, and the ringer will be Spider-Man. He's the ringer of the group. And of course, Squirrel Girl. I wouldn't take Squirrel Girl. She's another joke character like Lobo. Joke character's not allowed. Yes, she did, Darkday. Thank you for asking. She went gambling, got In-N-Out Burger, and saw Black Adam. She said the script was terrible, but she still enjoyed the film. So... she and I were talking about it yesterday. She actually is the one who got me into Dwayne Johnson as an actor. Nightwing? Nah. None of the Bat family. All the Bat family are busy with Gotham. They wouldn't give a damn unless Albert did anything in Gotham. That's kind of their shtick. Which Gundam did I watch? I have no idea. Did I enjoy it? Nope. I hated the crap out of it. Why I stopped watching it. I know Dwayne Johnson has been wanting to do this for 9 years now? No, that's wrong. 19 years. No, that also sounds wrong. 16 years? God, I don't know. It's been a long friggin' time. Like, a long time. And Johnson has been trying to push into that for forever. And they keep putting him in weird, action-y, jungle-y kind of roles. And not actually letting him play, you know, an honest-to-goodness superhero. And he's been wanting to play Black Adam specifically for a long time, too, so... I'm happy for him. I know that sounds weird to say that about someone who has so much money that he can buy and sell me 100 times and not notice anything about his paycheck moving. But I do actually think that I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got it. So what I just said, to repeat myself from literally a minute ago, Baron, is my mother watched Black Adam last night. She said it was a bad script, but a good movie. Or an enjoyable movie. It's actually a better way to phrase that. So is it a good film? Invalid question. Ironically, Dwayne Johnson also very much wants to have Black Adam go up against Supes. So we'll see how that works out. I mean, now that Cavill's back to being Supes and has stopped being The Witcher. What film was I watching recently? I guess it doesn't matter. What are you doing, Loke? You're way over there. Way over here, actually. Dwayne Johnson is Superman? No. Unicron or Galactus? Oh, Unicron. Easy answer. Ignoring the fact that Unicron is by definition multi-dimensional. Galactus isn't actually that high tier, as bizarre as that sounds. Why are you going that route? I've got... Do you not... Okay, look. Do you not know the route we set up to get up here? You don't have to go the hard route. It's the whole reason we set up the easy route. Well, if you want to take over this, I can start trying to get a couple other things done. Oof. Here, let me show you, Loke. So, where are you? You're on tier 2, so come over this way. Stay on tier 2, but come over this way. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Kang either. Kang the Conqueror has always been one of those C-list villains for me. I mean, then again, honestly, so is Thanos, so I suppose that's whatever. I would put Lavos above Galactus. Granted, I would put Lavos above a lot of things, but I would still put Lavos over Galactus. So it's right here. Here's the staircase, Luke. Completely bypass the whole flame thing. And just to make sure you know about it, if you come over here, I mean, you don't have to come over here right now, but I'm just going to make sure that you're aware of it. The yellow base down there, which has a zip line to it from the central hub, there's a staircase going from the yellow base up to the second tier as well. You can completely bypass all of that crap. Staircase for the win. Okay, just making sure you knew. Whoops, let's just fall into a hole. Alright, I'm gonna go try to hunt some termites. See if we can find some of those. So northwest corner, so we're gonna head that way. There is, actually, Baron. It's really cool. Yeah, early comics can be pretty weird. I would agree with that sentence. So let me hit some questions here real quick. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, we need to deal with termites. I need to get some progression going on. I'm guessing they're over by the wooden shed. Over there. I haven't actually been over there yet. I also haven't taken out a roly-poly. I should probably do that at some point. Ugh. The first of burning larvae is coming after me. I am not that big into comics, no. I mostly maintain familiarity with it as a consequence of my job and my friendship, my friend circle. Better way to put that. So I know a lot about comics, and I've followed them for years, but I got out of comics back in about 2006. I just got really, really, really sick of what they were doing with
Pretty
comics.
green insect. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I really want one of those.
And what do you think you're gonna do?
We've been able to craft something out of everything else in the yard.
She's got a
Looks
point.
so pretty.
I think you've been out here for far too long.
Hang on, before I hit termites, there's actually one other thing I want to check really quick. Oh my god, the Civil War was so bad. Anyways, could have been good. Cool premise, but man, ugh. What were they thinking? Let's get some stamina back. Let's figure out what I can harvest over here. Because I gotta harvest something, and I'm not sure what. These things...
This heat is unbearable.
What can I harvest here? I gotta be able to harvest something in the charcoal field, because I already know that it's an ingredient. I already have a recipe for it and everything. Yeah, the ladybird larvae, which do fire damage. All over the place around here. Oh, nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, considering these coals are still smoldering, I have questions. Whatever, I suppose. Give me something I can harvest around here. Maybe that thing? Nope. Okay. I hope it's not the burning coals. It is not. I might ask for someone to look this one up. If I can stop getting burning larvas to attack me. Webcomic recommendations? I can give you my full list, but my big two would be Sam and Fuzzy. Questionable content. Those are probably the two best right now. They're still going. Clay is anywhere where there's like a swamp. So like over here, I'm just gonna put down a waypoint, is a bunch of clay. And also, actually, the yellow base is probably more convenient by the yellow base over here. But anywhere where there's water, there's clay. All right, let's let this stupid thing up. How do I get whatever it is I'm trying to get? What am I trying to get? Oven. Wires. Everchar coal chunk. Everchar coal chunk. What am I looking for? Apparently used in several things, so that sucks. But the main thing is I want an oven, and I need 4 of these damn things. I mean, yeah, I'm okay with that, honestly, Ross. Don't mistake me, I liked Martin, but his story arc concluded. There's nothing wrong with a story arc being done and a character being done. A lot of fiction doesn't understand that. I know what I'm looking for.
My skin is boiling!
Yep, that's a thing. Oh my god. Yeah, by the way, I'm wearing heat-resistant clothing. I'm wearing a full suit of heat-resistant clothing. Yeah. Yeah, I need to figure out what the heck I'm looking for here. Yeah, found in the barbecue spill area. Yep, They're in the chunk. They're in there. They're in there somewhere. I haven't seen them yet. Yeah, the insects also do sizzle damage. That is to say, fire damage. So that also increases the bar's rate of increase. That's part of the problem. Hello. So that's what it'll be. We'll split up and regroup. Never. Seems logical. Not. There's a reason so many insects... Hold on. Let's stop being here while we read more. There's... Oh god, where'd it go? There's a reason so many insects thrive in colonies, working together towards a singular goal, functioning as a unit, functioning as one organism.
That thing is bringing the heat.
We should be surviving together, but instead we're going off to die one by one. I'm certainly doing nothing of importance out here solo. So far I've seen a very strange coffee maker and avoided a gargantuan mulleted child stomping around the only place we call home. I'm going to make my way west around the barbecue. Maybe I can rustle up some coal chunks into bearing fire and the next time I find one of the others. That worked out for the cavemen, right?
Sizzling!
Part of the problem is I want to know what I'm looking at so I can at least come up with a plan of action. Right now I'm walking here almost completely blind. Just trying to figure out what I'm looking for. Also, I hate to admit it, but my weapon's kind of starting to get out of date. Like, it's a decent weapon. It's piercing damage, which a lot of these are resistant to. And, I don't know, they just have too much health at this point.
Where are you off to, man?
Nope. Ugh. I need to know what I'm looking for. Okay, this is ridiculous. Okay. That's actually a good question. Ironically, this metal should be a lot worse, but I bet you. Yep, it's actually cool.
Taking a look
Well,
around.
there's a tooth. See that. What I do not see is what I'm after. Ceiling. Come on to the ceiling. Alright. I need a video at this point. Where the hell is this stupid thing? What do you got? What do you got? Ugh. Okay, so... Okay. Yep, he's down the hill. Okay, I did not see that. Sure, so it's down the hill? Like, quite a ways down the hill, actually. Oh, God, it's right there. I see it. What have we, 4 of these things? Piss off. Oh no, that's totally the issue, no question. I've already dinged the game for it. The game, as I mentioned earlier, is balanced. I actually looked it up. It's balanced around 3 players. 2 is a little bit too little. 4 is a little bit too much. And 1 is awful. That gave me 1 chunk. I need 4 of these. I mean, I hate to be in favor of lazy balancing, but at the same time, it would be really easy to add a dynamic thing that just changes, you know, health and
This
damage
speed is unbearable.
if you have a smaller group, right? Like, I can't even imagine soloing this game. Or rather, I can, and that's not happening. Or the fact that I'm kind of soloing right now.
My skin is boiling!
I feel the heat. God damn, that was a lot of damage. I also need to make more smoothies when I get back to the base, because holy crap. Ooh. I actually did have a lot of expectations going in. I've been following this game for a while. Get this off. Actually, I guess you'll heal me. I accept your sacrifice of blood. It is a fun game. I do think I'm going to enjoy it more when I'm playing with 4 people in voice chat. I mean, I'll look at it during launch, Zactef. I'm not going right now. One more of this stupid thing. Yeah, extra crispy, please. I want to have that crunch. One more. Is that one? Yep. And back up. Oh my god. Yeah, Subnautica with co-op, right? Like, old. If there's a little less bug, and it was balanced a bit better. I'm actually wondering when mods really start swooping in if we're going to see this game get a lot better. Unfortunately, it has no mod support, so it doesn't get any points one way or the other for that. A little cautious here, because holy shkamoli. Okay, we were less cautious. Made foolish mistakes. Yeah, that too, Dakota, which is also just kind of ugh. I mean, I get it, console players, but damn it, we figured out mods for console players. Why can't we just do this? Alright, whatever. Grab, and get out of here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the base now. Get some food, get some water. Get some out of here. On the plus side, so the rocks are mostly safe, if not entirely safe. Okay, thank you, Luke. Yeah, I've been using a lot of silk setting up these zip lines, so... because it's been like 40 or so silk per zip line. But yeah, the rocks are semi-safe, so we'll be trying to traverse on those as much as we can here. And hopefully not die horribly. As much as I enjoy dying horribly. Speaking of which, let me... oh, question queue. Yes, I know. Thank you. If the Imperial Navy from the Empire had a 1 in 5 chance of surviving during a mission, how would the military handle that? Depends on the mission. I actually have some silk on me, but I am reserving that because there's at least one more zip line I want to make. And it's the one that's going to be made on the thing that you're probably on right now. So I suppose I'll just bring back the silk. come on. Not you guys. I was dehydrating, so it's like my stamina's going away. Oh, good. Well, I'm on my way back. It's just taking a minute. I should set up another zip line. We need to set up another tower so we can set up a zip line. No, let's not do it. I imagine if you really went absolutely bonkers with it, you could set up a huge zip line network. Because what you'd have to do is you'd have to make a really tall grass tower, like everywhere. And each of those grass towers just has a zip line at the top that goes to several different spots, you know? And then what you do is you make a web. No pun intended. Like, imagine there's a grid, and each zip line has, each tower has a zip line down to the nearest one. So it's like, and that's how you get across the art. But God, that would take absolutely forever to do. And honestly, a huge amount of resources, too. Tadpole jerky. Interesting. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. Each tower connects to several other towers, and thus each other tower also connects back to them. Did he really, Wilbo Beckons? That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it's power lines. That's exactly right. It's power lines. Except you have the downhill requirement, which makes it kind of worse. What's my opinion on a society where they tell kids what you're good at and will be happy working, but because of that you don't get any choice in the matter of your job? That sounds like a fiction to me. I don't think I have an opinion on that, though. I'm gonna wait here just a second. That sounds like fun, actually, Baron. Alright, I'm in charge, so we could divide it up into territories, right? So we've got the tree, the oak tree territory. We've got the swamp and the hedge, so that's probably just the hedge. Then we've got the haze area, the sandbox, the trash pile, everything around the table. See, the table would be hotly contested because there's a lot of valuable resources around and under it, but it's also completely swarmed by bees, so that sucks. But it also has height, like tremendous height. You could send zip lines into anywhere from here. Then we've got the upper levels, which have their own problems, but obviously have all the best resources.
That tastes surprisingly not terrible.
Where is it?
Oh my god!
Let's see. Do I think Up the Long Ladder turns out differently if Crusher's there than Pulaski? No, unfortunately, I think it's just that bad of an episode that nobody can salvage it. Thank you for pre-ordering Pokemon Violet. Yeah, I know. Thanks. Confusion. I guess that's confirmation of the thing that I did? I don't know. Oh, we're back. Yay! I'm gonna steal some water. Steal.
At least it's clean. Ish.
Perfectly steal. Alright, I'm gonna go help with this zipline situation. Strange, but okay. Not gonna question it. Not gonna question it. Favorite all-time episode of Star Trek? Oh, I don't think I do. I can only give you, like, best per show, at best. Hey, height. Wonderful, delicious height. Alright, let's see what we can do up here, shall we? Alright, so... we got that one, obviously. Then we've got that one over there, which is whatever. It's 50 over there. Okay, so let's... First of all, let's set the easy one up. Let's set up... that one. I think there's going to be stuff in the way of that one. So let's stop being super greedy. Let's go ahead and do that. And that. That one obviously works. Let's test this one. Whee! Oh, that's slow. As I mentioned, speed is determined by incline. Still, this is a straight line shot. And completely bypasses all the nonsense of the dangers and the terrain. It looks like it's going to work, because we are moving forward. That's the only part that really matters. If you're wondering, if you set it to go up, you just won't go. You'll immediately stop. So, the fact that we're going at all means we're probably good. I'm mostly just doing this to make sure we're bypassing all the crap in the way, which it looks like we are. Excellent. So we now have a way to get to this. Then this leads to yellow, and then we have the staircases to get up top. Awesome. And yeah, you can also let go at any point, which is really cool in its own right. Okay. Yeah, so the route back from here doesn't work because there's crap that keeps growing in its way. In fact, one of those things requires a tier 3 axe, which is why I haven't tried to fix it yet. So that all sucks.
How many aphids is that?
Yes, it can be played solo. No, it shouldn't be played solo. Maladel is the answer to that. Okay. So maybe there's got to be a way to get this to go back that isn't. Looks like I have a straight shot over there. If not. Out of my way. There we go. No, that's all. That's still going to be in the way. Oh, actually, you know what? Hang on. Let's do. There. That should be a straight shot. Let's get rid of that. Try this one. Immediately run into the frickin' thing. God dang it. Hang on. I can at least hack this stupid thing so I can temporarily make a route back. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have a route back that needs to be occasionally pruned. That's true. If you do custom difficulty, this is probably a lot more feasible. We're playing on mild right now, and it's not. Any food? We do have food. Oh, thank God. Delicious, delicious food.
Oh, it's pretty good.
Okay.
No women crime, but it's better than nothing.
I still have a little bit of silk. It's funny that that's true, Raven King, because I think it's almost entirely because of the anime industry being much more in-depth and versed over there, whereas here in the States, thanks to certain individuals, Hanna-Barbera, excuse me, animation actually got a very negative stigma. So Japan didn't get that negative stigma attached, and so voice actors were allowed to be perceived as doing an actual job. Alright. Moment of truth. Let's see. It's going to cost 50 for the big one. I think I'm going to string it, but obviously I don't have the silk yet. I'm going to go steal some silk. Steal. Thoughts on Hanna-Barbera? Hanna-Barbera set voice acting, animation, and television back 30 years, and we're still recovering it to this very goddamn day. Hanna-Barbera is literally a massive net negative on human society, especially here in the States, and again, we are still feeling the effects of that. That's not a joke. I need 6 more silk. to set up the big one. Hanna-Barbera is an old animation studio here in the States, which is everything. How did they do that? They made cheap crap cartoons for kids, and as a result, they didn't pay their actors very much. And the general consensus was that voice actors for animation weren't real actors because Hanna-Barbera. And then there was the consensus that animation was not a real art style because of Hanna-Barbera. They were so garbage that they established precedents for what animation is here in the States. And they made a bunch of money off it, too. That's also true. They are awful. I spit upon them. It's really weird how much of a long-standing impact they've had. If you ever wondered why voice actors have so much of difficulty getting good-paying jobs or getting, a living wage or anything like that, it's almost entirely because of Hanna-Barbera and the precedents they're established. Yeah, exactly, Raven King. It could also just be, again, this is all here in the States. I have no idea how this is in other countries. Obviously, Japan is demonstrably different. And I have no idea what it's like in any European place, or any Asian place, or any African place, or anywhere else. So, it be junk yo is the summary. If I could give myself a supervillain name, what would it be? The Arshan Gaia. If I could make a superhero name, what would it be? The Lore Runner.
Science!
Yeah, so you're probably wondering, hang on, Lore, if Hanna-Barbera is so terrible, why did good things come out of the studio? The obvious answer. Oh, there's the Termite Axe. Excellent. It's because of the fact that they were so cheap that they kind of had a little bit of the shotgun approach happening. A huge amount of people who were willing to work for less, with less, who really wanted to make animation or make cartoons or whatever, did. It's one of those really weird situations. I hate this argument. It's one of the arguments for why here in the United States you shouldn't pay your teachers well, because if you pay your teachers well, then people will want to be teachers. They want to make sure that they pay their teachers a terrible wage, so only people who really want to be a teacher then become a teacher. That's the argument, an argument I obviously despise. Still don't have any boiling glands, we probably don't. I think that's bonkers, and not just because my sister's a teacher. I've always thought that's bonkers. It's a really disingenuous argument to begin with. But either way, that is why Hanna-Barbera put out some decent, or at the very least, memorable stuff for so many years. Because most of the people who went into Hanna-Barbera were people who really wanted to. They were willing to work the less hours, or excuse me, the bad hours, and willing to put up with all the crap they had to put up with, and all the limitations, because they just really wanted to put out something. So they did. Yeah, and then the toys angle started slipping in. That actually was a little bit after Hanna-Barbera's time. Tail end of that. Hang on, I need to delete some questions here. Delete. If I could be any undead creature, what would I be? Probably a lich. Maybe a vampire, depending on the type of vampire. What do I think about making a wiki for the extant? I've been working on one for years, honestly. It's just time is a thing. So, time. What do I think of D&D 5th edition? Well streamlined and more multifaceted than it seems. A lot of people tend to look at it and be like, oh my god, there's nothing you can do build-wise, and those people are wrong. However, if you're wanting something to truly give you total customization at every level and really get into this persnickety stuff, then what you need to play is Pathfinder. If you want to play something a little bit more structured and styled towards, you know, playing D&D and focusing more on the role-playing and having kit, then you want to play 5th edition. Alright. Still need 3 things. So what I'm going to do, since we're now 10 minutes into my lunch break, is I'm going to go take lunch. And then I'm going to come back and keep doing this.